This is esports. You think esports? This is FTC.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another Shoujou Senshi Senjyou online. I'm Callisto here. Going to be bringing you more than one game this time. We're going to be doing some Granblue versus like we've done the last couple weeks. We're also going to be featuring BB Tag today, and helping get us started on the Granblue, my friends Saint Cola and Zach in a Box going to be joining us again. What's up, guys?
You got another week of us.
Hey, the people wanted it, we're delivering it to them,
I don't
right?
know if anybody did, but we're the only ones available, so hey, what's up?
Yeah, so today
on,
it's our first tournament post Jita and Suri's launching. They are both legal. You're going to see plenty of them. Because of the way the seeding worked out, one of them is actually going to be Zach and I early on in a Jita mirror because we both committed to playing her for this entire week. So you'll see plenty of Jita. I know we have a couple Suri's players in the bracket as well. So let's see. Let me just make sure this bracket is all set up.
Yeah, if you're looking to see like some players use the new characters, you'll probably definitely see it in this bracket for sure.
I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's having...
Go ahead.
I was going to say, like, that's, like, the cool thing is, like, our scene's pretty, like... I mean, I think the fighting game in general, the community in general is, like, really apt to, like, try out stuff on a weekly basis, for especially for, like, locals and things like that. I'm like, cool, I can bring this character out, see how they go in a tournament setting, and then, like, you know, go back to the lab and revitalize things that they may have messed up on. So
Yeah,
that's always a good thing, like, right after
And with
the fact.
online tournaments, you know, being relatively all of them are free entry, so you can like easily get some quote-unquote bracket experience and
Right.
And just try out new characters in a 2 out of 3 set that were something. Maybe
Yeah,
not
that's
a
the
lot,
big
but
thing.
something.
It's like for sure the why not. That was my thought process when it came to like, should I make those characters legal this week? It's like, nah, fuck it. No one's paying any money to,
Right.
to play in this
Yeah.
tournament. Like, why not see some hype? Stories is like, well, let's start with Jita actually, because both Zach and I are playing her. I think the universal consensus on this character is that she is not quite as good as Gran and Cat are currently, but everyone assumes that she's the bar that Gran and Cat are going to be toned down to when the patch drops, and she has a lot of the best things of both characters. She has like Catalina's 2M, she has like the 5H and the 2U of Gran, the 2L of Gran, like a lot of really good tools, and she has safe buffers mid-screen that Cat and Gran both do not have. Where Sori's is like, maybe not a good character, but he's hella hype, right? Like he's just
super
fun to
annoying,
play.
too.
Disrespectful.
Yeah.
Is the word I like to use.
Lots of chip, lots of weird tactics and things like that. But we are going to see something that also happened in the patch is a buffed up Zeta.
Yeah, Zeta
This
with
character got better.
maybe went from straight up the worst anti-air in the game to the actual best one in the game.
I don't want to say worst anti-air. Like there's, you know,
Maybe
2H.
Luane's was pretty bad, but yeah, she now has like a disastrous 2H. Like that button will wreck your time playing this game if you try to jump at her. All right.
The Sparrow, Outland player from Uni, so we'll see how that transfers over. Rip Torn, one of our Beelzebub players that's been playing. We have like 3 or 4. that enter, like, every
two
week. We
of
have
them
a
in this
surprising
bracket,
amount.
both Rip Torn and Trevward. Rip Torn was playing Stories a little bit. I think he played him last night. But looks like he's going back to the Bubs. Catches the jump in. Doesn't spend anything for it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was a nice late tech, actually.
Yeah.
This was a very gutsy, like, path out of the corner. Oh, that's what we were talking about, the new 2H.
Did she beat that? Yes! Put him in the corner, he's going to...
Spot dodge? No, he's just going to block it and get pushed out.
Better not to risk it sometimes, you know?
Yeah, for those watching, that is the answer to that super, is you have to spot dodge it. The only hard part is that the timing of the spot dodge can slightly vary based on how far away from Beelzebub you are.
Yeah, if you haven't really labbed it out or practiced against a Beelzebub, it could be sort of iffy, so if you don't want to risk it, I understand.
Very true. Plus frames right there. Crouch mini kick, frame traps. No anti-air though from Rip Torn. And I like how he's just kind of throwing out the fireball at that range. A little bit hard to deal with the startup, but the fireball from Vesperian.
Challenge after an overhead that was blocked, but still got the hit. Now has in the corner. Beelzebub's corner pressure is really safe.
Yeah, you saw that with the karma.
Oh, that's what it's called? Dead. I just say
Isn't that sick?
Or Tandon Engine.
Yeah, Tandon Engine, the Sug. Karma's such a cool
It's
name.
definitely Sug with 2 C's. That's the official. That is the official name of that move. No question.
Obviously, the EX is the big suck.
Yeah.
As well.
Whoa!
Okay.
This is gonna
Challenge him in the sky.
Yo! What a
that's a
response. That's actually
Yeah.
not a lot of damage, but it was still sick to see.
Yeah.
It's a lot of mental damage because like
Yeah,
I
for
called
sure.
out your dot type immediately, right? EX.
That's one of those
Fireball.
moments where, like, depending on how much you play a matchup, you just might be like, oh yeah, she has an air super. I forgot that exists.
Yeah. Right?
All right,
Go in.
Purple
Triple
Pogo's
overhead
nice.
doesn't want anything.
Yeah, that was a good DP in the gap.
Go in
Fair
around
risk
the-
there.
Yeah.
Not a bad risk. You know, obviously go for the DP, get rid of that. He had a ton of health, so if he got clipped, it wouldn't have been the end of the round. Nice jump, you. To pick up off the medium.
Yeah, I like the way Vesperio's using these pokes, but hasn't really converted into the positioning or damage that he needed to win the last round. Oh, and Buzz
Great.
5H. So active, so long. But now, Vesperio has the corner, which is huge for Zeta. Had the triple overhead settle. Wow, challenge!
Yes, sir. Not gonna take that wake up super. Is it gonna land?
Yeah.
And it does.
Five out, has the corner again. Triple overhead. No, it just jumps out. Wow.
Gotta deal with it. No, Anthony.
Yeah, that was actually a suck, but
Ooh,
the
super skybound. This is gonna do a chunk. And the
Yeah,
animation.
it might be it.
No, I think she's alive. These, I believe they max at 4,500 for most of them. Maybe Ladiva's does a little bit more. Ooh, the teleport
Nice.
myself though. Tricky.
Delay base class.
And I mean, that is
I'll t-
real on hard knockdown, right? Like that seems
Yeah.
like gimmicks, but it's only gimmicks if you do it neutral. Like on hard knockdown, you can time that to get real meaties with the side switch, which, you know, leads us back to the answer being guard button, right?
Easier said than done, especially in
Yeah.
this game. People really haven't mastered that kind of like feature in this, and you'll see that throughout the tournament. Hopefully, people kind of grappled onto that.
And I think it's
think
hard
open up.
against side switches to use the guard button because if you reactively accidentally press a direction when you see them switch sides, you're going to get a spot dodge or a roll.
Yeah.
You have
all
to
about
like
training
really
your
just
brain.
hold down.
We hold down. Rip Torn's got him in the corner. Fireball pressure. EX for the knockdown. The warp.
Wow! Yeah, Sparrow just backing up, don't want to deal with EX5, but now EX5 plus spin is now unavailable. We talked about that last week, where if you use EX5 and it's on cooldown, you don't have spin available for Beelzebub, so...
Yeah, and that's definitely a fair design, right? Like they took
Yes.
two really strong moves, which are fine for him to have as long as he can't just do, you know, if he can't do
Like that?
EX dive kick for plus frames and then immediately
And
let
then
EX
get-
Tatsu rip, then it's fine.
It's one thing is if you're playing Bubs, you gotta like think about that. Like when can I use this in the neutral? Because that's really where his damage output's gonna come. Except for like, you know, a counter hit into the X Karma.
Yeah,
Off the heavy.
like right there, in general, it's good to like keep intact, like be precise with your EX usage, but Beelzebub especially, because he has two on the same cooldown, and also Tandon Engine, as we like to call it, has a way longer cooldown. even
Yeah,
than
and it's really interesting to use that. Oh, that's going to be a punish. No, actually a little bit out of range. That
Timing, right?
the EX Tandon, the problem with using it kind of off of a 5H or something like that is that takes away your anti-air combo potential you would normally have. But Rip Torn manages the resources well. Going to go ahead and move on in winners.
And that's one of Beelzebub's huge strength. If you keep the EX Karma, we should use the right term. If you keep the EX Karma and you get a 2H anti-air, it is huge damage, just like the Dream.
Especially
you
in
can
the
get a
corner.
side switch. You can position yourself well. You get a ton of damage. So yeah, good stuff to Rip Torn, clutching that out. You know, Vespero not too bad. You know, had a lot nice couple of 2-1 pokes to get things started. Just couldn't open up at the end. Didn't have the confirms to. But I think that helps out a lot when you realize, okay, I'm not doing too bad in the neutral. It's more about tightening up offense, tightening up some confirms. Those are simple to.
Yeah. And also, I mean, like, meter usage as well is really important, too. You saw him spin the Skybound art, which was, like, cool. It was a cool thing to do, but maybe not at the right time, because he had put Rip Torn in the corner. And then, like, once you have Rip Torn in the corner, like, what else can you do? Your Skybound art's gone. He still has his comeback factor on his side, and you're not going to be able to cash out big damage. You want to wait till maybe towards the end of the round. So it was a cool thing to do, but it's one of those things where you got to put in your mind, like, I gotta stay optimal. I gotta think about these things further in the match more than a couple seconds.
I like to be conservative with my meter up until, like you said, I get that corner control. Obviously, if I get a skybound really early, it's really a good idea to use it if you get a skybound early in your life bar. But yeah, just some decisions. Decision making is huge in this game. It's more so because of the cooldowns, because the only meter you have is like for skybound. So it's a really interesting game of what your decision making is.
All right, so up
with
next,
the system.
we're gonna have at least one Swords. Marvin Pie.
Yes.
Going to be going up against the
Alright.
Man Series. The Man Series messing around with stories this week, but maybe playing their main Ladiva. So we may have a stories mirror. We'll see how it goes. Marvin Pie is all in on stories. Like
We were talking about on the
Story's new
open
best
live.
friend. Fairy dead to me.
For real? Like, you
Yeah,
go
yeah.
that far?
Yeah, he was talking like, but way before even stories was like even a trailer or anything. He was so excited. So
Oh man.
Yeah, for sure. Before the character was announced, he was all about like, this is the only character that I want.
What does he see in the character like right now that he enjoys so much? Like besides,
Manliness.
obviously,
I mean,
the character itself.
That's it.
Manliness.
Aesthetic.
Machismo?
Yeah,
I have been seeing on his Twitter, he has been posting a lot of like beefy DP punishes, just series into like after a punish into like a kill. So like, if you make one mistake, could be the death of you with how much he's already fleshed out the character in terms of that department. So obviously everybody is still trying to get used to the neutral. The neutral is, besides, rush punch.
Yeah. That's been a common thing, right? Rush punch.
Yeah.
Because like you get a mix up after that, even if they block. So they they might spot dodge or something like that. 1 second here. We're gonna roll back into. Okay.
Yeah, the Marvin Pie having trouble joining the room, so I'm just gonna remake the room real quick to see if that fixes things. So this is the stuff, right? Like it's gonna happen eventually. We gotta hold the issues of online gameplay. Despite these tournaments so far running pretty smoothly the last few weeks, inevitably you're gonna come up with some connection issues, right? Or like last night, thankfully I was only playing offline. I was playing Final Fantasy, but it was like a transformer blew up outside of our house and the power went down and knocked out all of our network equipment.
Wait, it happened to y'all too? Yeah, it happened over here too.
Damn.
And like, some of our electronics just like, don't work anymore because it just like short circuit.
Yeah.
So.
Yo, that's a fear right there. Like you're sitting there playing your stuff, and all of a
You
sudden
just heard a pop outside. You legit heard like pop, and then
Okay.
Oh damn.
Wow. Okay, I didn't know that happened to other people.
All right, let's jump back in this
All right.
lobby here.
whoops, no, I want to spectate. I keep sitting down.
Okay.
It's my turn.
Trying out that Final Fantasy grind, huh? I see you. Pulled away from the Tifa and the area, and all the Jessie. Sorry, that's the new love. That's the new waifu.
You said 3 names that I have no idea who they are. Well, I have some idea.
Oh, I forgot. You're
Jesse
not
was
the
like,
Final
oh
Fantasy.
yeah. Zach wasn't alive yet, I think, when the original came out, so might not have played
Not an
the
old man
original
like
Final
us.
Fantasy VII. He was in diapers at best. I bought it with my own money that I had gotten from working.
Damn.
Yeah.
I forget you're like a year or 2 older than I am. God damn. I got it from my uncle's friend. He like gave me that Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
And like a
Game
few
is
other like
mad
Tenchu whatever.
good. All right, it looks like both players successfully were able to join this time. So we are back on the rails. Marvin Pie against the Man Series, aka Seth Series.
So potential Soris versus Soris, but probably a Soris versus Ladiva.
Yeah, I feel like Seth hasn't really grasped the character just yet, like in his own hands, and the way that he wants to play it. He hasn't really understood the neutral. I mean, that's gonna happen. It's the first.
I feel like
week or
that's going to
so.
be the benefit of Marvin Pie's desire to play the character, right? Like, I don't think he cares how Soris plays. Like,
Yeah.
he's like, I
He's
want to
just
play
like,
this
alright,
you
manly
have to
ass
figure it out at
man.
this point. And we talked about it. Marvin Pie typically doesn't play this type of archetype in terms of the tools, and so it's
Yeah,
definitely
much more
a
like screen
different
control.
style.
Usually plays a much more screen control type of game with
But
most.
but for the love of the character, he's willing to try out a new style, and we'll
And
see
in
how
my
it goes.
opinion, I think that's the strongest possible thing. Like, I genuinely believe that if you like identify with a character personally, you will find a way to play stronger with them than you will with other characters.
Speaking of identify, you know, Seth has or Man series has always been about the command grab, so perfect character.
Yeah, nice frame traps early on too.
Wow, I didn't.
That's a good starter.
DP rush punch a trade.
So rush punch,
Wow.
rush punch on whiff has like no recovery. You need to be ready to block. Like you don't need to be ready to challenge. You need to be ready to hold that if it whiffs in your face.
The only thing that's being held right now is this super by Mancy.
Yeah, a lot of swing going on, which is gonna be expected in this match. Both up close, really scary characters. So once they get in close, you know, it's all about pressing down. Great flex. Ooh.
Good absorption right there. You see the meter stocking up. That's going to be integral later on if you can pop the the naked man mode. But Oshima.
And you see one of the weaknesses of Sori's come out when you tried to anti-air 2H. It was so very shallow that I couldn't even get the Man series anti-air like right in front of him basically. Oh,
the trade-off there is Sori's JH is like I think probably the best jump in the game. It is mad. I know Zach had seen me talk about this since we've been talking about Vegeta really often, both playing her this week. I was under the impression that Vegeta 2H was the single worst anti-air in the game, but it was because I had only played the Sori's matchup. And it just turned out that his JH is actually just mad good. All right, good pressure here from Set Series, getting the SPD in the corner.
This is Ladiva's game. Just get one mix-up. Oh, didn't catch the jump, but yeah, that button's so good. I believe that's far end.
Pressure, and this is where it's hard. So when you have the plus frames against you as Sori's, he doesn't have a DP. Like, he can flex, but that flex is going to get command grab. So the 50-50 is like not really in your favor. Oh, 2H a little late.
Time for a mix. Wait, where are we going? Oh,
yeah, that's going to be game one.
Super.
Good stuff, the Man series, closing out with the easy B&B and super.
Yep.
I like the simplicity, keeping it simple, especially when you don't know a character. They've just come out. You don't want to go too far. You're like, I'm going to keep my game plan simple and just allow them to mold their game plan around me.
Sori's is definitely easy to overextend against. Yeah. Like, he's a character where if you mess up, it'll definitely be like, you'll be put in an oh no situation pretty quickly.
But also same thing with La Diva too, and you see that just, you know, maybe don't need to know everything about the matchup right now when you can get one sweep and then run your mix. So.
All right, so there's a bit of a pause here. Marvin maybe...
Yeah, he might be switching back to
Fairy.
Yeah,
maybe we'll see the Fairy.
Way better matchup.
You guys talked about him saying he's sticking with the character. He's a character loyalist.
In his defense, have you ever played against a grappler?
Yeah, okay. So like
that's true. You're right. You're right.
In my opinion, I am willing to sell my soul to the devil to not deal with a grappler. I think that is an absolutely fair thing to do.
Like, he's only played Fairy until Sori's, right? And when you've only played Fairy against La Diva, you actually don't know the match. Because this match, you know, you just zone La Diva out.
Yeah.
So you don't actually, you know, have the feeling of usually what it's like. Well, this is what it's like though. One sweep.
Yeah, the sweep does do good work. It is a very big risk on the Ladiva's part, but it is a very good button.
Yeah, GG probably one of the best things in this match. Sweep is obviously good no matter what.
Also, shout-outs to the character role re-rolling into Fairy theme. Get some pretty good music on here.
Yeah, I really like Light. He's doing Light GG right now.
Is he going to get the DP? Oh, no, he just tossed the GG to have the meaty. That's a good air reset into the meaty GG pressure.
So, actually, that's supposed to be a combo. GG into 2H.
Oh, okay, I see.
Just
nice.
Missed it. Kind of
didn't believe in the juggle there. Oh, that's a dead Fairy.
There it is, yes.
Marvin Pie was looking really good early on the round, but I mean, Fairy slightly lower health than the rest of the cast. You can see how things turn around if you close in on her.
I think Marvin's strength in this character has been the setups, and you know, once the offense gets going, like right now, it's been super strong. But his defense, either or, it's been a little suspect. But it's against the Diva, so what can you really do? Oh, yep. Sweep, whiff sweep at the EXDP.
That's what you could do. Nice anti-air 2H.
And you see kind of his style, right? He's pushing Diva to the corner, even though ideally you wouldn't want to be close because of that one sweep. And now, Speaking of situations.
Go too far out.
I like the punish. You can't really get too much off of the sweep
Yeah.
punish, but if you get sweep with the GG, at least gets you a knockdown. Plus,
far
there it is
out.
again. Probably could have gone into a super,
Oh, this is
but
gonna be a
go
real
your
tough
head.
spot. Yeah. Tried to
Ninja.
jump out. I don't know if it was maybe predicting a sweep or something, but opened up.
Yeah, I mean, if the fairy does it right, it should be immediate, and then you get a free 50-50 on super.
That is just in general. If she activates into install, you gotta hold that. Oh, just outside of the block range. That was nice
Yeah, I like-
recognition by Manseries that GG wasn't gonna make contact, so he could go ahead and throw something out.
True.
Users
Yep,
the
yep.
I like the spot dodge. Oh no.
SPD.
Yeah, SPD now coming out in the works.
Oh, here's
no.
another. Marvin's
wake
got
up
to
DP.
decide. Is he gonna DP here? No, not yet. Ooh,
Great.
a misplaced lariat though.
I would switch sides in a hurry.
Got her.
Got grappled. Yo, that rider kick.
Alright, not too much damage, but the position is huge.
Nice
Oh,
jump, but too late to punish.
But-
But that was such a risky sweep. Is he going to use this opportunity to get out of the corner? There's the install,
go.
and he stays
For the super.
cornered. He
Went
didn't
low.
roll through.
Yeah.
To pick up the EX.
There's the
Yeah,
roll.
I like it. There it is. Yeah.
All
Yes,
right,
one
anyone's
more.
round right now. Got to watch out for the sweep. There's the lariat plus frames in the 2M.
Oh, got too close.
Yeah.
Good
That was
stuff to
hard right there.
Manseries.
Yeah, because he used EX DP at the end of that combo, so he had to play that pretty honestly to win that round. Didn't have a DP to bust out. He had to really just get that last couple of hits with pokes, and that can be a tall task.
Especially from that distance, and he was like a few hits away from death, but man, clutching it out, sticking with his character.
Beat the harder matchup.
Yeah, I mean, you see Seth, he theatrically complains a lot about, Fairy and some of the other top tier characters, but he still does the work. He still goes in the lab. He still plays you. Of course, you know this. I mean, you obviously know this.
All right, guys.
But,
And, while we're waiting
yeah.
for the next match, I want to remind everyone you can support these tournaments through Matcherino if you want to help our players out at matcherino.com/TSSSO041120 GBVS, and that string will also act as a coupon code to add 50 cents into the pot for free. We're also running BB Tag this week, and you can use that same deal to throw 50 cents into the pot for BB Tag if you want to support that game as well. Then we also have at teespring.com/the-waifu-dome. You can find this sick art by Quasimodo X available on t-shirts, hoodies, phone cases, and more. Another way to support our events. And of course, you can follow us on various types of social media at the Waifu Dome if you want to learn about this tournament specifically and stay updated on it. Mishima Monthly, the Tekken event that I also run, which we'll be getting back to as soon as the offline FGC resumes. Myself at BG Callisto, and of course the video channels and the Discord for the Callisto events. So up next, we're going to be having Axis the Beast coming from Michigan, another Ladiva player, up against Banchito playing Charlotta.
Banchito, kind of like a reserved Charlotta, but I kind of like that in a sense.
And I want to say he
has a lot
played
of strong turns.
Fairy originally. He definitely didn't play. It took a moment before he changed to Charlotta.
I think it might have been Grand, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know
it was
for
someone
sure.
else. I know it was like a more common character, and then kind of found what he was looking for in Charlotta. So we're just waiting on Axis to get into the lobby here.
Who is another Ladiva player who, from week to week in the past couple of weeks, I've enjoyed, because that first week we remember he got really cooked by a Lancelot.
Yeah, some obvious matchup knowledge gaps,
Monarch,
right?
Monarch, yeah.
And then the next week, when he went up against the Lance, it looked way more solid. So I think you see his prowess as a fighting game player all these years kind of coming into work. The Diva, pretty traditional grappler, so you can use a lot of those same fundamentals that you've learned throughout the years into that character.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's something you gotta. It's like I feel like that when you play as a grappler, you have to think more about the other person a little bit more, because it's all about like what are they gonna do on defense, right? What are they gonna do with their defensive options? What reads are gonna work out? I have to go for resets a little bit more than another typical type of character archetype, right? So like you said, he's using that knowledge of like I have to think about these things as character archetype and bring that here with Ladiva.
Yeah, when you have a character archetype that you've known for years, she plays pretty traditionally to a grappler, and it's a simple game plan. You could start noticing the little things, like player habits, way quicker than somebody who's playing maybe a more involved character in such an early round or early stage of the game.
Right. But still, definitely a strong character. I remember a lot of people were like, this character's super weak. Ladiva can't do anything at all. This character is, she loses the fireball. She's not strong enough. But like now, look at her.
I mean, she has a couple bad matchups. But like if you don't have a bad matchup or you don't have a favorable matchup against her, it could be rough.
Like Vasaraga.
Yeah.
Oof. I've seen some Vasaraga's players complain, but I mean that's the kind of nature of this game too. Is that people, when the first week of this game dropped, everyone's like, projectiles a little bit too strong. I deal with this. People said, okay, well, they're spot dodging. What if you figured out the neutral a little bit better, just waited? And now we're seeing characters that even though they have these bad matchups, they're still able to hang in there pretty well, right? I think this is Granblue's one of those games where like, as much as the top tiers are pretty strong, super strong, there's still workability around that stuff, right? Like, Fairy's a pain in the butt for everybody, but it doesn't feel super oppressive.
Speaking of
once you really
a pain
level
in the
these
butt
matchups-
for everybody, my friend Royal Heart, we're actually going to move on. Axis's MIA, so we're going to pass that up. Instead, we're going to have Royal Heart V2 up against Trevward. So Royal Heart got bored of being the undisputed best Granblue player in Chicago, wasn't feeling most of the cast, and hasn't really been playing the last few weeks. So he decided to sign up today, getting back into it.
Okay.
I'm not even going to try to attempt to guess who he's going to play. That's the Royal Roulette, as we call it in Chicago. If you try to prepare for a character matchup against Royal Heart, it's pointless. Like, he's never going to pick what you think he's going to pick. That's happened to me at least 4 times where he's beaten me one week and I labbed the shit out of that matchup, except for Lowain. I don't even know how to lab that matchup, but I came back like, there's no way I'm losing to that character again. And then he picked like whoever, like some random character I've never seen him play before. It's happened to me at least 3 times.
Yeah, we'll see how the rust sets in,
yeah, that's a very possible thing, right?
Yeah, Royal Heart and I played a lot of Animal Crossing those first couple of weeks of Animal Crossing. I'm being serious. Like, we played hours and hours of that. So, we'll see.
There's definitely potential
too,
of things going either way, right? Like, he's been playing Skullgirls. He has been playing fighting games, right? Like, it's and a lot of those skills carry over.
I think a little bit of Melty Blood. But we'll see. Trevward has been, constant week to week. But that Beelzebub as well. Yeah,
Trevor beat me last night, actually, in the LK. He's been definitely been grinding and leveling up as he goes along. Pretty constant presence in these net play tournaments in Chicago as we've been trying to...
Yeah, and Royal Roulette goes to Matera. The
random select. Random select. Let's see what I got.
Matera wasn't even like 5th on my list of characters I thought he might play. That's why I didn't say anything.
This is the character he expressed the most interest in before the game. Started out with her, and then obviously.
Yeah, then he was like, "Forget this character. I'm gonna play Lowain and Catalina and Narmaya."
Yeah, the small patch. She got.
Missed the spot
a decent amount of buff.
Yeah, her anti got better.
Yeah, anti got a little bit more consistent, bigger hitbox, and now, he's out of there. Look.
Yeah, now her 2H will hit at better ranges, but it is still air blockable, as you just saw right there.
But you saw, even though it's air blockable, Royal Heart knew the exact moment. He used that ability to assault in and just gain pressure off of one blocked anti-air. That's something he's really good at in terms of the zoning game. Comes from a uni background with Hilda, so he can really control the screen really well and move around it.
I mean, he's definitely moving around this character that is dominant. Like, so usually it's Bubs that really can rush down Matera, right? The teleports, the sun, all those things kind of disrupt the zoning game. Royal Heart's very aware of that. It's just going in, eliminating a lot of the options. See the assaults over the fireballs, the constant movement, constantly staying mobile, so he's ready to go after the teleport. You see, he's already on the other side. Can't capitalize Trevward.
Yeah, and you see the skill of a zoner though. There was like 2 seconds there where he did nothing and let the EX dive rock, and now it's gone. Now he's going back in. Like the ability to switch on a dime like that from such a frantic style to like just sit for a little bit is such a mark of a great zoner player.
He'll take those DPs. Those not amounting to big damage, but this might give a little bit of corner carry there.
Now kind of going in a little bit too much, but Trevor, great blocks, EXDP out. trying to set it up something. As Royal Heart in the corner, but yeah, Royal Heart has been getting out for free with those double assaults. But command grab,
Mash up super, yeah. Finish it off. We talked about how the command grab wasn't that good last week. You got to be right up in front of their face. Trevor knew that.
Yeah,
all up in his business.
I think, you know, as a command grab super, you think, okay, it's not that great, but when you put it in the context of this character, like, you're not going to be looking out for it very often, so you do get a considerable amount of command grab supers, whether it's on wake up or on offense.
It's true, but he was like, knocked down.
Yeah.
Oh, finds the assault, but didn't commit to the assault, and Jay, back out. Oh, wow, the DP just didn't reach, but I think Royal was expecting to be in block stun. Whoa.
Wow.
On the other side, that cross up.
All right, Lancelot.
Okay.
Lance above, what was that? Nice tech.
Maybe next season. Maybe next pack. We'll see.
Yeah, that's been the killer for Trevor, but gets a counter overhead. If there is something that we do notice from Royal Heart sometimes, that the tech can come out, probably not in opportune times, but...
And you don't want to eat that against gloves. I mean, this character doesn't do a lot of damage, but it's the corner push and the ability to pressure you into the corner with the frame trap.
Oh, gets the air to air. Doesn't spend anything. Held on to the EX up arrow. Oh, full screen slide. The unblockable.
It's only like the second time he's shown that option. Oh, no!
Oh, wow!
I wonder if that was like a skybound or something. He saw her in the air, but didn't quite get it out. Royal Heart, by the skin of his teeth,
Yeah, what a scramble.
I think the big killer right now is when Trevor gets the corner, Royal Heart has been double assaulting out pretty easily. So let's see if he can cage him in if he does get a corner control, which could be now because of that. Nice. Okay.
Back throw? Yes, sir.
Yeah, back throw. Super important back throw. There it is again. Oh.
You gotta watch out for that. This character doesn't have the options. He's got the 2H, which I think could reach in some angles. You have to back off a little bit. Trevor's going a little bit too far in.
Yeah, that's the hardest part, is that you want to take your corner control, but like, if the Matera is set on escape, you kind of want to give her space.
Right in front of your face with the sweep. Relax.
All right, Royal Heart looks like he's starting to feel the groove, and there's that new 2H we were talking about. The horizontal range on it is much higher than it used to be. All right, no anti-air.
LL.
I think he was waiting for the dive kick there. Shot out of the air, no dive kick, no EX whirl available.
Eliminate such a big tool from this character's toolkit.
Yeah, great defense from Trevor right now, trying to weather out the storm, but just got caught by something. I don't know what he tried.
Maybe he tried to go jump up or something like that. I'm not sure either. But now the Royal Heart running the game.
That EX size spent. Now the corner pressure is not as huge because no spin available for a little bit, and just switches sides. Now Royal Heart is all the control instead of an EXCP. I like that. Teleport out of the corner. Oh.
I like this is where he's playing. He's backing off. Now he's going in. He smells blood, but there's the knockdown on the EX. Royal Heart taking that momentum right back in his hands.
Oh,
Sweet screen does it again.
Yeah.
Finally, Trevor answers.
Okay, overhead again. Oh, had to confirm, but no dice.
Yo, mixing things up.
Yeah,
I like
that spin is so safe. Alright, Matera's super step on his
This is hella punishable, yeah.
Yeah.
You can actually, it's also, I don't know if it's normal for super skybounds or if hers is the only one I see it, but I believe it's actually a counter hit on punish. Like, I know that I can do like 214M and counter hit wall bounds.
A lot of the super skybound arts and skybound arts in general in this game all have like weird different properties.
Yeah, there's a lot of
punishing
uniqueness.
them and like spot dodging them. Yeah, you really gotta lab those out. Like,
Yes, exactly. Like, it takes a lot of practice to understand all the options. It's not just a simple block and punish.
All right, nice block on the sweep. Trevor trying to find a way in. Still has actually a very slight life lead. Awkward 2M anti-air there.
Yeah, but that was the first time he's shown that, okay, after she jumps over the M Fireball, I can do something.
Yeah, Trevor.
It's good knowledge to go in.
Yeah, using the 5U a lot to try to navigate the fireballs. Keeping the plus frames with the EX dive kick. Good blocks from Royal Heart here.
Yeah,
so should be overhead. Nice.
Oh, DB back in the corner.
He's trying to be very active so that he keeps the Royal Heart in his corner because
yeah, Royal Heart's going to have to think about using a super skybound or something to get out.
One more decision.
Right.
Going for chip.
Big pressure, doesn't want to get
yeah,
super
that
skybound.
was really good. There. Lack of commitment from Trevor. Oh my God, what a shot from Royal Heart.
The spin.
Oh, he went for the
EX.
Chip's a problem.
Oh, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen?
What a dial out!
Right through the karma.
That's so...
Royal Heart moving on in winners barely again. Stole both of those games.
Yeah, Karma or Trevor trying to use Karma to potentially chip? I don't know.
Yeah, I think he was just trying to trap him into a block string to be able to dial out into any sort of chip.
He did use EX dive, so he didn't have spin available
Yeah.
to chip, so that was one of the main reasons why he had to go with the sub. So.
I mean, that's the thing with Bubs. You have to be really on point with your card usage or your special usage in general. And if you don't have those options to finish off the character, seconds down the line, it's like, well, now I gotta opt to this one that's less damaging, and that allowed Royal to get out. He just spent that super. So, are we gonna get Callisto?
Yeah. Up next, we're gonna have the commentator match. Myself and Zach in a box running a Jita mirror match.
The double power up.
Yeah, both of us have committed to this week just playing this character full time through the entire week.
Yeah, if you want to see Jita, you hear it. Yeah, I mean, to me, it feels this mirror match feels similar to Colleen mirrors in Street Fighter 5, who I played a ton of. So
yeah, mostly safe stuff, but if you misplace a button, you can get smoked. So this character too, like in my opinion, I'll probably be going back to Cat after this week, at least until the patch, and see what the patch happens. I think this character combines a lot of what's good about both Gran and Cat, but not like to the extremes of either. Missed the dash. Her anti-air confirms are definitely kind of hard compared to Gran and Cat.
We see a lot of mid-range control. Like that's the thing with Gran. He's in front of your face the entire time, but not her. She's staying mid-screen. There's a record. That's what I'm talking about.
Wow, 5H.
Such a great button.
Okay.
Here.
Raw TP.
I had nothing available to buffer to.
Yeah, this is probably what you're going to be seeing people. I know everyone's saying, I'm tired of Gran, tired of Cat.
You just
seeing them on this level.
You just saw that it's actually very hard to roll Vegeta. If you roll her Fireball, she'll typically have frame advantage after you roll. To sometimes, depending on the roll, she can actually punish rolls if you roll through her Fireball. The Fireball has a slow startup that's easy to hit, but it's very good recovery compared to Gran or Cat. Ooh, counter poke.
She gets the charger too.
Oh, wow.
Allows it to change the timing quite a bit. Rekka to the corner.
That's not your turn.
Nice.
What are you doing? Frame trap with the Rekka. A little late on the punish. What?
Okay, the mid range. You don't want to be close to the face. You just wait for that one confirm. Dash up throw.
What?
Ooh, the 5H.
Firm.
Oh, I got. I was holding up forward.
Yes.
I was definitely playing Catalina, holding up forward out of the corner.
I mean, it's a good. I've seen a lot of Japanese players. They just jump and then not hit a button, and if you counter or anti-air them on the other side, they just get out of the corner for free. I'm surprised.
It is so hard to DP after a late tech. Ooh.
Yes,
oh, other side. Nice crosscut DP. Right back in the box.
Oh, you good dude.
Oh, this is my safe jump. What a poke. Can't do that.
Yeah. That was a good punch. Good awareness, too.
Wow.
Obviously, knows the character. You still see the Gran and you still see that Gran play. Those DPs. They have not changed the light DPs and how they work.
Actually, her. Okay, I'll explain this after.
I would say, like, what's the difference between her light DP and Gran? Because I do still see them throwing it out in the neutral.
If you do a skill input, I don't know how Gran's works exactly, but she doesn't get it back for quite some time.
Yeah. You have to do the real input to have a DP available
right after
to do it again, but it is very difficult to punish.
Yeah,
okay, so similar to Gran's in that aspect.
Oh, I missed the
DP. Jump you. Trade. Fireball.
Get out of here.
Zach trying to get out of the corner. He does so good. Fire.
I tried to get the micro dash into 5H.
Again, if people do not know who Callisto's got the fish. He's always going to have the fish. That is his namesake right now. Exactly.
I missed it.
Rekka pressure.
Oh, I didn't believe.
2 out.
Where you go? No.
Nice.
Oh, that is so rare. That combo. that almost never fails to combo.
Oh my god!
Wake up EX Callisto! Swings it back.
Yeah, one of the strengths of Jita is that her skill button regular Skybound art is probably the best buffered one in the game. It almost always connects no matter what button. Oh, I mistimed my button when I landed. Nice, good spacing on the 5H.
Ow.
There we go. We're outside the corner after the record. Yep, mid screen. Everything's safe. Like, look at the DP. Is that gonna punish? Oh. One answer by Callisto. EX spins that bar. Put him in the corner.
Nice.
EX. This should do it.
Oh, good. I was gonna do the real one, but I didn't have to worry about getting exposed about messing up the input. So for anyone messing around with Vegeta, the most reliable way I've found to do her Deadly Rave is basically mash L until you see the hammer, mash M until you see the mace, mash H until you see the second move there, and then input it like a normal non-masher afterwards.
Obviously got a lab out. I thought it was gonna be a little bit easier, but no. Cross that though. Alright, late tech. Why is that? Let's push the offensive with the buffer with the EX. Let's go back in the corner. Those DPs have been coming out so much from Callisto. The white DP. He was in.
That was me.
Oh, I bet.
Look for the fish.
It's so
what are you looking at?
It's a fish. I just explained too, and I mixed y'all up already. EX. The other corner goes under. Back up pressure.
Nice.
But you can see how hard that is to punish.
Yeah. It's so weird recovery that
I thought he was going to bait the DP, so I let it rip. Yeah, and you can see, even without the animation, it's really good damage on the skill button version of that super. But it also gets the animation from very far away.
Hey. Fireball, please. Ow.
Nice buffer. Looking into the Rekka. Callisto pressing the advantage.
Oh, you
spot dodge.
son of a gun.
Roll. Pressure overhead. Max distance. Exactly his turn.
Alright, you're not fighting on that.
Oh, the buffer was there. Went for the charge fireball though.
Oh, I thought I had that. Oh, that was super skybox. Where'd it go?
Wow. Wowie wows.
You want the EX?
Yeah, actually, Seth, that's actually real. If you mess up the animation of the real Deadly Rave input, it can act as like a really, really bootleg reset.
Oh my god, I'm getting flip punished.
Yeah, these have been on point by Callisto. Man, the amount. This man said he was playing Final Fantasy Remake. I have to question the amount of time that Callisto's been putting into Final Fantasy Remake and not in this character.
No, you know what it was? It was that I played Final Fantasy 15 and got the Noctis power for the Skybound, and it's easy transition. This character's sick. I actually really love everything about this character. People might have seen the tweet that I put out about the comparison of her to Sakura, of her little animations, that she has a lot of Sakura influence. That is like very apparent in the design of her moves. And just in her overall kind of play style of like being relatively safe with the Rekka. Yes, it's a Rekka in that it has a follow-up, but input and usage-wise, it's basically Tatsu, right? Like, it's Sakura Tatsu. So up next, we're going to be moving on to the second round of winners. We're going to have Macho against the Man Series, I believe. Okay. No, hold on, let me see. Oh, Zach's staying on. We're going to actually knock out Zach's losers match. That way we don't hold up the bracket. Zach and I playing and commentating at the same time means that we're going to have pretty much all of our matches on stream. So it'll be Kenny up against Zach in a box.
Yeah, so Kenny, so what I've been told, so Macho found, like, you know, through mutual friends, found, you know, somebody who was interested in fighting games, and he's been inviting Kenny out to, you know, join these online tournaments. So new participant into the FGC.
It looks like he's gonna run, or they're gonna run Charlotte.
Oh.
Or not.
Well,
Did you quite? Did you get in line?
No, I think I forgot to spectate. So I will not post any spoilers on what's going on.
It'll catch up, I believe, either after the first game in the first round. So can he play in Charlotta?
Yeah, you know, one of the better characters. A lot of people forget about her because she's not, you know, in the top 4, but she's still a very strong character. Obviously, we don't know how this match goes. You know, it's early days between the two. So
yeah, and her strength, I feel like her strength is actually really different from the strengths of a lot of other characters. She gets nearly full damage mid-screen, which is very rare in the game. She gets to throw like relatively heavy stuff out with relative safety, right? Like even if she's punishable, she's rarely punishable by someone's like optimal combo movie punish. So she's obviously by design influenced by like E Honda, maybe a little bit of Akuma, but I feel like in terms of how you play her, she's like straight up Street Fighter V Urian. Like throw out special moves, treat them like they're normals, and if they hit, congrats, you did it.
It's all about momentum with this character. Overhead light though. Good first round.
Oh,
Well, I mean, like, I feel like one of the things that does maybe help Zach, at least in this matchup, is that the range of the mid-screen where both, you know, Charlotta and both these characters want to play, it maybe benefits Zach just a little bit more. The range is a little bit better against Charlotta. But, of course, you know, this is one of the things we have to study normals. It seems like in this first match, at least. Into the corner of the EX, the record pressure. Nice.
Punish.
Easier said than done.
I'm just waiting for things to catch up. So obviously the stream will be a little off because I was late getting back into spectator mode. Too many buttons to push. I don't want to do combos in the lobby.
Wait, what did you say?
No, I was to say there's too many buttons to push in the lobby to spectate. There we go.
All right, there we go. We're back.
Yeah, we just jumped ahead. So 1-0 Zach?
Yes, sir.
All right, game 2.
Racket pressure. And switch jump. I like the idea to just kind of deal with the fireballs a little more, and you saw him getting clipped by a few of those. But Zach has just got the lock here. Bad GP. Okay. See, that's the thing. It's like punishing this character takes a lot of lab time. You said that before. Even things like that are GP that are super minus. But there's the cross cut from Zach. Overhead gets blocked.
Oh.
Uh-oh. All right. Big block up ball. But put himself back in the corner. He's got to get out. You don't want to be here. You're giving.
Oh, swinging with the 5M, trying to cover that mid space, that is one of her weaknesses as a character. She has kind of trouble like moving past screen control that is like mid range. She's surprisingly good up close and far away. Far away, she's pretty good because she can do the EX of that version. The EX ball can whip punish things pretty reliably from far out. You do have to burn the skill button version of that usually to get it consistently, but it is a really good option.
Yeah, the pressure is on Kenny right now. The onus on him to get out of this corner.
Oh, I had no idea.
All right, counter hit, unprecedented buttons. EX, constant pressure.
There's the flash kick.
Press it again.
Out of the corner.
Getting out.
There's a whip punish. Oh, Zach mashed in anime game techs. I know that when you're trying to tech out a block out a hit stun, and you get a throw. Oh, spot dodge. Didn't get anything for it, but
yeah, games are coming together, but it's just becoming too late. Like it's the final round. You gotta put things together a little bit faster.
You saw Zach backing up after the close 5M. That is a huge difference between this character and the current versions of Gran and Cat, in that her close 5M is not plus. It is not your turn after it. That's a very big adjustment that people coming from Gran and Cat have to make.
GG's, Kenny.
And Zach moving on in winners.
Losers.
Oh, losers. My bad.
Losers.
Yeah, you forgot you beat me.
Damn.
Yeah, you smoked him. You should be remembering that. That's
no one used the word smoke, but it was 2-1 last round. But,
all right, close one out.
All right, so now I believe we're gonna have a returning to the winner's side, round 2 winners. We're gonna have Macho and Man Series coming up.
All right, so somewhere Lance versus the Diva action. And I again, one of those characters that Man Series has always had an issue with. You know, the top tier characters. Lance was lower on the list of his, you know, his gripes. And I say gripes just not in a manner that he's always complaining, but it's one of those things where he's like, all right, I don't like this character. I'm gonna lab him up. I'm gonna take care of him. I'm gonna Wait.
I think you're absolutely. If you're playing a grappler against a character who is literally never on the ground, it's going to be hard. But actually, we have the mix-up.
Well, also could be said about Matera. Yeah, Macho been going back to Matera. He's been, he obviously Lance is stronger, and he's had some complaints about Matera, but he has a lot of fun with this character, so he's been going back to it. Obviously, this is a strong match to pick Matera in if you're going to use both.
Yeah, I think maybe one of the drawbacks of Matera is her harder matchups are the characters that are the most common. The Gran and Cat both give Matera a lot of trouble, and if you're trying to like play Matera on ranked, guess what 60% of your matches are going to be?
You see a lot
Gran, Cat, and Lance cooks.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But also, I mean, say like this character, Matera does really well against Ladiva, but it's one of those things where if Ladiva gets in,
yeah, Matera has no invincible reversal that is not super. So she only gets one get out of jail free card per round, and they're both hella punishable, right? Like compared to most characters, she has super punishable supers. Oh, there's an Aaron sweep though. He's gonna burn the super skybound. This will be close with Ladiva health. No, he got the animation. This should be dead.
Usually almost always gets the animation, but yeah, we saw like Seth or the Man series had one opportunity, and Matera really doesn't have a reversal. The sky bounce are relatively slow, so you can like medium still block in time if they reversal.
Yeah, I mean, you saw how quickly Man series ran back that health lead, and there was just a drop after a lariat, but otherwise, that round was turning around in a hurry. Ooh, that's gonna be a punish. Oh no! But so that
input.
Yeah, that is a struggle kind of with playing this character. The input system of the game gives a lot of players trouble in that it will buffer inputs for an extremely long time, and you can see it there again. So it'll give you anti-air grab when you're trying to do like EX headbutt or EX lariat. Yeah, that is actually, Manseries typically plays this character on pad, even though he plays other games on stick, specifically because on stick, trying to do like any quarter circle without accidentally getting an SPD on this character is very hard.
Here we go into the corner. Manseries got him, but he's out. Punish.
Yeah, that was at a far enough range though that only Far 5L would do it, and I don't think Far 5L combos to any of her super options.
So you saw like the one opportunity Man series had, like the one big one, dropped the combo. Unfortunate input drop. It's hard in this game,
but both of those rounds, you saw the quick health run backs, right? Like it's just that one hit, and if you're right on the next read, like you probably take that round.
Ooh, the assault from the empty jump. The pickup. Medium. Heavy. EX. The knockdown.
Oh, I like the butterfly. Time to set it up again.
A lot of chip building up here. Oh, wow! The JL out of the corner. The EX lariat, though, didn't reach up high enough to combo there.
I really want to see him lab out the actual confirm, like, after that situation.
Yeah, that was a very, very... that would have been sick Abara if it would have turned that into, like, a full combo.
Yeah, because you need, like, when Matera's running all over you like that, if you have an option to just confirm off that, that would have been sick. But
all right, we saw the counter hit. Tried to react to the assault, probably with the 2H, but it's very hard.
All right, lariat, plus frames, time to get it.
For the washing machine into the corner.
Oh, nice!
Where are you going?
Yeah.
Hard knockdown still. Rolled out, actually got the punish, but didn't have the timers up for the correct move to dial out.
So yeah, and now honestly, like, with the life lead against Matera, you don't have to do much, but unfortunately getting pushed to the corner now.
And I mean, this seems bad, but you saw how quickly Ladiva can melt the health. At this point, Matera is in like one-touch territory.
But if he, okay, goes for the butterfly setup. I like the way he's using
good frame
that.
traps.
That's gonna have Macho moving on into winner semis.
Tons of pressure, tons of damage, adding all up. Let Macho move on. Man series definitely gonna, lab with that one. That's how Seth always is, right? Always about labbing up, saying, okay, cool, this character, I hate fighting him, but what can I do better? We're gonna see that he's not out of it yet. That was winners. So
yeah, that's the hard thing about playing a grappler, right? Because some of those situations, just like, okay, once I find the sweep, I just need to make the right reads, and unfortunately, that just didn't go that way. So up next, we're gonna have Kilo, who consistent placer.
Yeah,
here
won
at
the
series.
first one of these online
Yes.
tournaments that we ran. Been placing pretty high. I believe got 5th last week.
Yeah.
One of the most optimized grands that I've seen play online, especially out of our local Illinois players. It's something that just stands out really well in his gameplay, that he's very prepared to convert off of frame traps, to convert off of anti-airs and things like. He's never throwing out buttons without a specific plan of what he wants that button to lead to. And Banchito, we're going to get to see for the first time. I think they're both running the pink palettes. Kilo typically runs the pink grand, if I remember.
Yeah. That's nice. But,
Yeah,
you know,
the
back to what
Charlotte
you were saying
color's
about
pretty good.
how he uses grand. That's one of those things that separates, bad grand players that just want to, do the dumb damage with the good ones that get the confirms all the time and stay consistent, right?
Yeah.
Nice fireball pressure.
On the other side, what we'll see from Kilo is that he's very aggressive with DPs, very aggressive with mid-screen supers, trying to react to buttons and things. So he can get himself in some trouble by taking risks that might be unnecessary. But you can see once he gets rolling, he's so hard to get him off you.
And that's like the popular theory. It's like you put it in the opponent's mind early. Okay, with like even if they block it, depends on how your mindset is. If you want to let the DPs fly early, but it put him in a costly situation this first round.
Yeah, if you're Banchito now, you have to think about like letting Grand keep a turn every time he's minus for the rest of this match, because you've been DP'd on block 3 times already in 1 round. Although Banchito was able to hold it together and still take that round.
Oh, nice spot dodge, so he doesn't at least have to deal with the blockable.
Medium, trying to buffer that medium, but here's the 2H. The EX pickup off the boot, doesn't get the sweep though.
Alright, great 5-man punish, but yeah, didn't have any specials to really confirm off that. So, but Grand's still in the corner, probably next hit, gonna be close to death. He got the super. Yeah, Jesus!
Close to death, huh? Close to death, huh?
Oh my god.
Close to death, huh?
That still surprised me every time.
And that's the regular super. That's not even the cash outs.
Yeah.
Not even the super skybound.
It's even funnier because there is no animation, right? It's just two hits for an absurd amount of damage.
Oh, that button's so good once it gets out. 5H.
There's the JU flipping upside down. I appreciate that Vegeta's the one with the actual fish sword, but Gran is the one who looks like he's never swung a sword and only has practiced by swinging fish around.
That farm boy mentality right there.
Yeah, for sure.
Tried to lay the demon flip, didn't work out. For the EX this time, it's just off the side.
Banchito's out of demon flip. Oh, who
caught her trying to jump forward.
Wow, what? How did we?
That was such a sick confirm.
We were talking about that and it happened. EX CP out of the air, not enough to kill. You can go for chip if you
Safe
want
jump,
now.
yep. Banchito's got to be so careful, but the damage is there. If he finds the hit, he's going to get the super skybound. No DP. Chip's a problem. Yeah, EX DP.
Nice anti-air.
Near checkmate situation, but you saw how the early round DPs affected that last situation there. Banchito on knockdown just did down back.
And allowed Grant to just wake up with 2L to get frames.
So even though it cost him that first round, that thought in Banchito's mind has now been paying off dividends to win the game. Oh, great.
DP punish? Yes, sir. Oh, not a big one. But here's the EX pickup. Bus frames, bro. That's how it works.
Oh, 2H again, adds the air. Great pickup. Oh!
Drops the CP a little bit too far for that one.
Yeah, didn't quite get the meter. Maybe he was hoping he did. But yeah, tough spot for Banchito to be in at that point.
Yeah, mob set up. Now he's on set point. Hila. A lot more dominant than he was in the last previous rounds, and part of that also is like a little bit less risky. DPs. They haven't had to come out at all because he's been running the offense, so he hasn't been put in a situation where he's risking anything.
Right. And that's the big thing, is that even he kind of calmed down on it, and you gotta think that it's still in Banchito's mind that the DPs still fly.
Very fortunate for Banchito. The small Charlotta hitboxes were not low enough to get connected. Oh my god.
Well, the spot dodge of the DP, you'll see that's so optimized. A lot of grands do the DP and do spot dodge to react to what you're doing next.
I mean, if you're either going to get punished or they're going to miss the punish, why not do it again? And it's a less risky option than just doing another DP, which would be like the classic strategy, right? All right, last legs here for Banchito.
A little bit more to
oh, that's the punishable one, but okay. able to close it
Strong
out.
corner pressure from Kilo to close it out. Really played safe near the end there. And you saw he can like switch it up on the dime.
For those who are maybe having trouble with some of the nuances of the Charlotta matchup, if you listen to the audio of her Blanca balls, the one where she does the like hey like sounding like Fox from Smash, that is where she's actually she's punishable. It's like -7, -8. You can, or maybe even more. You can get a stand M or a stand heavy to punish that. All right, so up next we're gonna have Zach in a box up against Super Saiyan Kid. Yeah, gonna run that losers match, so we're not holding up the bracket here.
Okay, a little bit more Zach in the box.
So probably gonna see Percival up against the Vegeta.
Yes.
Super Saiyan Kid, yeah, he's been running Percy for a while, and I like his. I like what he does when he loses and how curious he is about any game that he plays. He always like goes in the chat. He's like, okay, what should I do better? What should I do wrong? What does this Percy player do to win this matchup? I see him on other chats or other tournaments. Always just asking questions, and that's the way you learn, right? You ask a lot of questions. You divvy through the information, and I think that's gonna help him a lot. Let's see how he operates this week against Zach in the box.
Yeah, when he was on stream from the Rebel, he was asking us like, okay, what should I do? I gave him like a 5-paragraph answer. Oh my god, that was so sick!
Yo, EXCP right to that fireball. That's the way he wants to start.
Great block.
Right. Finally gets opened up though. Wrist it with the DP. Complete spot dodge. I like that. You saw him do the DP so many times. You're ready for it. The overhead with the counter.
I didn't
Drops
get
it though.
Yeah, I didn't get the EX when I wanted it. I wasn't paying attention to my meter.
Still, Zach taking that round.
Oh, Gina's doing. Nice.
2-8 or 5-8, sorry.
That's one of the hard parts about this match is that Percival's range is pretty good against Shoujou. Nice plus range. Nice.
Yeah, I mean some of his normals are punishable. Some of them are a lot of them are either 0 or negative. But it's when he stocks up that he's is a big problem. There we go. That's just there we go. Stocks are at 3. Got a lot to spend.
Nice.
Uses it with the wake up skybound art. A good block by Zach.
Whoa, what?
Yes, sir. The stock still counts as a move.
Got him.
Yo, that max range confirmed into the skybound art.
That sucks. I thought I could for sure got hit, but I guess Percy Super Skybound a little bit too slow to catch the 2L.
Yeah, relatively slow supers, but you can do some tricky stuff with them, and they're usually pretty safe. Super Saiyan Kid, him and I actually played last night, and had some really good reactions against like fireballs, EXDPing through them in mid-screen, things like that. So
yeah, that was a surprise to me. That was super good at the start of the round. Test it again.
I want to see more, decisions by Oki, or decisions on Oki, sorry. From Super Saiyan Kid, he's got to get those stocks up, start the plus range. That's where his character definitely lives, but that down in the corner with the pickup. 2H, I'm sorry, 5H.
Yeah.
The long, lanky button. Oh, the jump you. Bracket pressure, interrupt him.
That got buffed.
Yo, the sweeps. That's the new meta, bro. The sweeps. Overhead. Don't take that damage. It's not a lot. It's not counter hit. Trade. Yo, the trade. Trade. Let's go.
Oh my god, that was wonky.
But Zach able to right the ship. Final point.
I'm gonna test it again.
If you doesn't work, it's not like Grand. Not as blessed as
It's
Grand.
not as blessed. Hey.
Bracket pressure. Under pressing buttons. EX. Why are you pressing? That's plus, my friend. You gotta look at the wiki, bro.
Oh, that's not what I wanted at all.
Nice delay, just waits it out. Zach in the box, didn't overextend. He's going through in the bracket.
I mean, from the last time I saw Super Saiyan Kid play, I definitely see a noticeable improvement. Oh shoot, didn't meet the press rematch.
Run it back. Run it back. I would have hit rematch if I was Super Saiyan Kid. Like, nah.
That's when you feel like you're learning the match, and you're like, wait, these are getting close. Hold on. Run that back. But yeah, Super Saiyan Kid definitely has improved quite a bit. You know, when I played him like maybe a week, it was 2 weeks. It was 2 weeks ago. He wasn't really using the stocks that much with Percy, and he didn't as much as he should in that match, but he's starting to understand the idea, and that's so important with the character. Once you start to understand the concepts of the character and apply them, you start seeing those noticeable improvements already. He's getting stronger. That's what we like to see. But Zach, moving on though, in the bracket loser side.
Yes. So, up next, we're gonna have Royal Heart versus Kizakreate. Two pretty well-known community members, Chicago FGC.
Yeah, regulars in most of our anime games. Though I'm not sure how often they've played the same game, because they're mostly coming from Guilty Gear, a little bit of BlazBlue on the side, Royal Heart coming from Under Night and Skullgirls. So this of course with Granblue being one of those games that brings multiple subgenres kind of together. We get to see the on paper, right, like the fanfic matchups. Royal Heart looks like he's going with Catalina, character he's definitely pulled out here and there, and definitely not a bad matchup against Percival at all. Similar ranges, but usually she has a little bit more safety of throwing out those buttons, but he can whiff punish her from full screen pretty well.
Yeah, you'll see that more often, I think, from Cat than Percy, you know, because of his normal's a little more active. But again, like the fireball pressure, I'm curious how that's going to work in the neutral.
Yeah, and we'll see how the buffs go out. Like, you know, new sweep is good. 2H is a lot
his
better
sweep
now.
is so, like, very reduced recovery. Yeah,
it's fairy.
That's actually a good description. It's very fairy-like now.
It's pretty wild. Ooh,
Great jump in. Read the fireball. Ooh, wow, challenge.
Into the corner, Royal Heart.
Nice anti-air. I recognize the range where you can anti-air the little dive move that Percival has. But great confirms. Use 2EX stocks just to get out of the corner, basically. Sweep into fireball. That new sweep coming out into play. Oh, jump you! Hell yeah!
Yo, he's not chancing it to you. He said, I don't care if it's been buffed. I'm not gonna chance it. Fireball pressure. Yo, the trade. Kizard is the winner of that one. Pushing Royal Heart to the corner even further. Back against the wall. 2H. Here's the thing. I'm not seeing though Kizard like risk it for you know, the 2H though. Just in general, I'm not seeing him like maybe that didn't get buffed enough to deal with Cat's jump-ins.
And it's just hard because like oh my god, that was so sick.
What a
it's hard because like if you're not ready against Cat's jump you, if you're not super ready, you know that in your back of your mind, if you're a little bit late, you're getting hit by Cat's jump you.
Yeah, it's a very weird jump in that it is, you can anti-air it with almost anything, but you have to react to it immediately. If you delay at all and that button comes out, you're getting smoked.
You need to have your focus on anti-airing for a little bit.
And that opens up her ground approach, you know, if all of your attention is tied up waiting for her to jump, especially when she's in the corner, right? Like, I'm not gonna lie, I live off of that so much where you know they're looking out for the JU out of the corner. I wake up with Sweep Super because they're backing up trying to keep me from jumping.
And oh my god, he got hit by the sweep. That was sick.
That's the meta. It's a sweep meta, dude.
Hell yeah.
That's the meta, bro. I usually be saying hell yeah because, you know, Fairy might get hurt.
Yeah, we ran.
I mean, I'm scared that they'll let Percival keep that sweep, but then get rid of fairies.
We did run a streamed lobby on Thursday night, and Nobody EXE joined in the call, and you could see that was his main point, right? About like where this character at. He's like, I'm mashing sweep. That's what I'm doing.
Hell yeah.
Because they're a little bit more reserved on the sweeps, but been working out beautifully in this game so far.
They had the anti-air in the round start too. But here we go. Royal Heart with the corner carry off the thrust. Back throw though.
Plus frames. That looks like an overhead, but not quite, but it does have plus frames.
Yeah, so you gotta hold that. You gotta have knowledge of this character.
Yeah, you saw a couple successful 2H anti-airs from Kizakreate, but didn't want to deal with it there, and then just because of that, you lose your life. Haha.
You knew it was coming. That gorilla damage from Catalina. Once she gets through the court, she's got this guy down hard. It's a done deal at a certain point. Stock had enough time to recover, but there's the throw.
Oh, now Royal Heart running the Cat mix-up game. Here we go. Oh, EXDP a little bit delayed too. Caught Royheart off guard. Wow, what side was that on? Should have walked.
So they're done. Throw ball. Throwing the fireball game out. Nice buffer off the heavy.
Oh wow.
Go.
Opportune roll.
The trade. The back off.
Cat jump you again. Again. Oh, try to mix up with it. Great defense for Kizakrait.
Both of them had Scooper Skybound art range.
All right. Risky spacing on the thrust there by Royalheart. Percival, one of the characters that 5L into DP can punish that pretty consistently.
Open up!
H. Jump you again. Why not?
Oh, sweep out of block stun. Buffered into Skybound. Just let it rip. Let's go, Kizzer.
And that beat
is
overhead.
meta.
Yeah, that is, it's, I want to say that's the barest thing about Catalina, right? She has easily the worst overhead in the game, and she absolutely should. Like, she definitely should have the worst overhead in the game, because she gets so much for it if it counter hits. Yeah,
Man, don't let me...
Catalina, the only overhead in the game that only has 2 active frames, and it loses to, even though she hops animation-wise, it loses to any button. If you push literally anything, you'll stuff it.
See a lot of people still say, yeah, but just mash out the auto combo. You'll catch them.
We're playing a little bit more patient, but trying to get that jump spacing in again.
See, all he has to do is get him one.
That could have been the Skybomb.
The tricky stuff.
A lot of straight hits that could have gone to Skybomb. That's probably gonna be it, but it went to auto combo. I don't think it's gonna kill.
I don't think
Lots of scaling.
Yeah, a lot of scaling, but he does have the animation. It's going to help. It's going to be, depending on how he input it, this might be better OP too. Let's see. Or at least he's, oh yeah, he's right there.
Yeah.
He has Fireball going.
Okay.
But yeah, this is, okay, he went for the sweep.
Yeah.
No anti-air and cat jump you.
I think that sweep into Gunflame is a true block string though.
Oh yeah.
I'll have that out later.
No Fireball for Royalheart. This is going to be hard.
Running in.
Watch out for
you
DP.
again.
Oh, doesn't carry even the buffer. And the sweep.
Look at the sweep. The sweep. Mercy plus sweep. Let's cook. Let's cook.
You're right next to me, sweet. Let's go. Kizakrait taking full advantage of the new
Don't let me find out Percy's top 4 in the next season. I'm switching, bro.
I hope that they gave.
You don't have to make it a goal.
I hope that they gave that to him for 3 weeks, and that it gets taken away in the next patch at the end. That's what I hope. Hit that and Zeta 2H. Give them a buff, and then rip it away.
And then remove it. Capcom classic right there.
All right. Up next, we're gonna have myself against T-Bola. So I'm sticking with Vegeta. T-Bola plays multiple characters. We'll see who he decides on this time. Last time we played, he definitely smoked me with Luane. I'm not going to pretend like I'm going to know that matchup any better as Vegeta than I did as Catalina. So we'll see how that goes.
That character did get better too. Like the 2H actually is like I wouldn't say it's like the best anti-air, but it's gotten a lot better. You know, there it is.
You know, he asked in chat if we can let the intros rock, and I knew immediately he had picked Luane. No question. So let's see what we got. I haven't actually seen this yet. Redman, no, I'm maining Vegeta this week, and then I'm gonna go back to Catalina until the patch, and then I'll probably play both characters. All right, what do we got?
All right.
Japanese voices were good.
Okay, good. The man takes.
Oh my god.
Hope we get to see the win screen too. If Callisto wins. Either actually would be great.
T-Bola has been doing really, really well at low kick tournaments, which you can also sign up if you're in the area on Fridays. He won a couple of weeks ago against Macho, and then just played a grand final set against him yesterday, and it was a close match with Macho.
Ooh, that's a punish.
Was using Luane also?
Luane, and also he picked Gran. You know, like Callisto mentioned, he plays a couple different characters, but going with Luane here.
Those characters did get buffed in the neutral. Yeah, see that 5M.
Yeah, 5M is one of his best folks.
They got buffed too.
Yeah, it just unfortunately doesn't really get into much, but as just a harassment for me.
Yeah, you usually just get the tots off there. Now I'm gonna summon you to.
Let's see, mini game time.
Do you know this game? Have you played this? What was this hard mode?
Nope. I'm dead.
Yeah.
Running forward.
So when you try to see, it's hard. It's not exactly easy, but when you see blue ball, when you see the blue sphere, you spot dodge in reaction, but it can be hard because it has a lot of active frames about it. So you have to try to do it.
2H was behind. Okay, sweet. Sub the fire or sub the Catalina bot. I like that T-Bowler goes for the absorption. He goes for the food just to get that meter a lot sooner. And he can call out Big Mom.
Yeah, he's almost there, even though he's not in super skybound range in terms of health, but he's trying to gauge up. He has 100% whatever he needs it. He needs to use it flexibly. Now, if he tries to go into the regular skybound, the bro super, Gino just
my god, I missed that
skybounds
meaty.
himself.
Yeah, but to say, like, he can't use that. Usually, a good option, like, off the pickup is right here as an anti-air, but he won't use that because he knows about the glitch.
Great.
There you go. Make sure she's dead before you call the boys out. I just said, make sure. Oh my god.
Oh my god, where's this? Ooh, that was super skybound.
Yeah.
So
That-
super
close to definitely
skybound
try-
against human pyramid is like actually unfair. It'll melt his entire health bar. Like absolutely melt all of it. If it comes out, if the skill button gives you the move, Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, it has to happen. Nice move through.
Wow, that's a true block straight. Okay.
Max corner carry.
Oh
This
my
is
god.
where Wayne can run the game, right? Corner control. Oh, okay. Just throwing out. Now Gita corner control. 9 plus frames.
Wow.
Gonna interrupt that sweep.
Okay. Baiting out the account, the carry, but put yourself in the corner.
EX pick up off the heavy. The boys come out to play for the unblockable. Just
Alright,
kidding.
setting
You
it
get
up
blocked.
here. Yeah, and Clifford's not in skybound range right now, so not gonna be too big of a deal, but now it is. Yeah.
That was the best spot dodge I've ever done. Oh my god. It's I don't care that I lost. I spot dodged the whole missiles. Let's go, me.
Gotta take those little victories, but unfortunately, she pull up. He's running his game.
Hey, 2M. Alright. Oh, not quite to confirm.
The block started for the parry. That option's gone.
It's still good. Not as good as Grand or Cat, as we mentioned, but it's still such a great jumping moment to get out early enough.
Wow, that's
Great
not
spot
plus.
dodge.
Okay.
EX.
Hold that. Alright, set up on the latex, set up the Catalina bot. That's actually really interesting to me. I really like that.
Yeah, using that time to be able to run the game, but here we go. Side switch for Liz. No, never mind. It's the EX. Was she back into the corner? Again, absorption.
Eating up. Oh,
hungry.
great poke. Yeah,
Don't
that
you?
post M is not close like Catalina Grand's. Can relatively challenge after it. It's not gonna be too big a deal. If you block that, yeah, right there.
Spot dodge is not too often.
I should've-
Here comes the missiles, the boys
Oh,
again.
He's summoning the king. Please do it.
Here we go.
What are you doing? T-Bowler, what are you doing?
I told you.
Did he just want to show it? He's just like, yeah, you know, this
Yeah,
is a thing.
Look, part of me thinks he forgot. Part of me thinks he's like, you know
No,
what?
no, he's a low-end player. I feel like he was just like, yeah, I'll show it off.
Yeah, my character's cursed anyway. It doesn't matter. That was so great.
Alright, 2M's
the board.
kind of work for Callisto. Very at home with it's basically Catalina's team. So.
You don't want to clip the power up too much. You don't want to give this man room to breathe. Might have been a bad idea, but although he's in the corner, get heavy pickup to set up after here.
Oh, wow.
Went overhead. Why jump you? Early jump you, so now you have the corner control. Okay. Let's see, gonna take a little bit of damage for this, but oh my
Do
god.
it again.
Good night,
Do
guys.
it again. Do it again. It's the second time. Flip that. Flip that.
Yo, T-Bowler. Really is a whole.
Let's
Could not have
go.
been like-
Let's fucking
I
go.
can't imagine.
Yo, T-Bowler really is the homie.
Like, dude, I'm doing this again for the memes. I think he wanted to finish off Callisto. He's like, wait a minute. Nice. There's a 2-8. Got buffed this season.
GG. Out of here.
Instead of eruption, the racket us off.
These lows, by the way, are actually really good.
Yeah, that's one thing they don't talk about with the normals. Those are actually pretty damn decent.
Yeah, it's just they don't get the reward that most characters do, so you're just kind of harassing with this character. Right now, corner control is really decent.
I was holding up forward.
Yeah. doesn't activate Skybound to give Callisto the game on a silver platter, basically.
Yeah, he ain't offering it today.
Maybe
He's
one
not gonna
day.
play serious.
Yeah, but not as generous as we make it come out to be right now.
That was a mistake.
He baited.
Sick.
Oh, no,
Got away with it.
Yeah. It was actually a bait.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's a true block
That
string.
happens so much. And
I was trying to
the-
DP it actually, and it just happens to be a true block string.
Well, don't mix it up, though.
Yeah.
My God.
Skybound's not available for Vegeta, so it's
That's
not
an
as
overhead?
big.
What?
Yes, yes. You should block against that.
Nerf
bro,
this character.
You should block
He's the weakest
overhead.
character.
Oh my
You should
god.
block overhead by default and then look for the low.
That says something about this game, right? That's the worst character in the game.
That's the worst character. He's got a Mario Kart mini game as a Super Skybound art. He's got some great lows,
Jesus.
pretty damn decent corner carry off the EX hostage, as you
Yeah.
saw. The setup
So,
to the
so
corner.
something I was trying
Got a lot of
to
great
specifically play against was the 2M into his whatever Rekka is 2 and 4. It was like, I guess it's only not a true block string against the non-EX versions. I didn't know it was a true block string against the EX. I kept getting clipped trying to DP in there, so man.
You'll also see low aim players do like the slide and then also switch up with a parry, and like they'll catch you. Like if you're not ready to like deal with how, like the flash happens.
The parry, as long as you have a DP and you're kind of looking out for it, it's not that bad because if you did a normal, you can just dial it out to DP to punish it, but you got to be ready for it. It's a pretty quick window.
Yeah, easier said than done.
All right, up next, Zach in a Box, going to be playing a losers match, trying to qualify for top 8 here.
But yeah, actually, Banchito and I played in losers yesterday, and he did take it over me. See how the difference makes.
Oh, okay.
Had a hard time dealing with Shiraj. I'm not really used to anti-airing without like fairy stuff. So, but it's hard with fairy too. It's just a little bit different. So we'll see how I can adjust here.
Round start with the Blanca ball.
Yeah, that jump part has really puts me in a tough position.
I gotta imagine it's probably hard. Like it's not like Grand's 2H, like current 2H at least. We can just anti-air for free.
Yeah, it may have to be a little bit closer. Yeah. I'm really worried about the jump. I think 2 also.
Into the corner, gets the throw.
Oh, okay.
Nice DP, that worked out.
DP back, right back at you.
Fireball.
Ow!
Ooh, that far H though.
Oh, I was buffering it, then I stopped. Yeah, that H I'm not sure how to deal with yet. As Vegeta. As Fairy, like I can't even challenge it once it's out, so I'm already a little bit...
It's such a weird, as soon as you see the startup, you're like, I should challenge, and then it's just an oh-no situation, especially the way she can do it from far, and then move into the range of punishing your attempt to challenge. All right, finds the Rekka into the corner. Plus frames.
Corner pressure.
Doesn't go for the safe jump.
Nice DP, catching out of the demon flip.
Oh my god.
Vegeta in the corner off the throw actually has a fantastic situation where you get a safe jump by just holding up forward into JU.
Oh yeah.
But you can also fake the safe jump by doing like a very late JU, so the animation comes out but the strike box doesn't, and then guard as you land, like down plus guard and then 2L. So you basically like fake an overhead, land cancel your recovery into a low. It's very, very strong mix-up off of the safe jump. Yeah, nothing available to cancel there.
Decent safe jump off of like a back throw also.
Yes, even mid-screen.
Using the guard button.
Holding up
Like,
forward into JH. Oh, EX Rekka, nice. And that was a really important button choice by Zach in a Box there, that after catching the jump in at kind of a high height, he went for 2M, which is faster than the 5M. That's very important, not just on Vegeta, that's actually pretty specific on Grand Cat as well, but all of their 2Ms are slightly faster than their 5Ms, and that's the route you need to go to confirm off jump-ins.
Oh, that was weird as hell.
Okay. Far 5L,
Nice
the boot, kicking Charlotta's crown off.
2L. The Rekka into the corner. EX press.
Save, plus frames, not a lot left for Zach, but he's able to find it with just the 2Ls.
that worked out quite well in that round. Mixing up the low approach, catching with the overhead.
Yeah, and as soon as that 2L hit, it was cashed out no matter what, because Zach would have the combo available of 2L, 2L, 5L into easy input super. Wow, a very rare punish on a light TP. Don't see that very often.
How that recovers so fast.
Yeah, nice reaction from Vegito. Finds the counter hit H. Whoa! Yeah. Is that what's that, a cross kick? What are we going to call that?
Cross flash kick.
There you go, Vegito answering back. More solid that round. And I think they're understanding that bar H has become a bit of a problem for Zach. In the neutral. So Zach is going in, ruling that mid screen, staying up close now.
Godlike.
Nice call out though. That walker ball gone for a second.
Real healthy lively for Zach here, almost a perfect, but it's, I was about to say he's got to hold the mix, and then he absolutely did not.
Eliminate with the DP.
All right, super. Gonna get the full animation. This should be it, even with the easy input.
Oh, I like the cinematic cover. GG's.
All right, Zach, moving on to the loser side of top 8.
Good stuff by Zach in the box.
All right, up next, believe we're gonna have, actually it's gonna be myself and Rip Torn. We're also gonna have to try to attempt to make the loser side of top 8 here.
Yeah, Callisto and Rip Torn have played a ton at this point, in different brackets. So we'll see how it goes. Rip Torn usually going with Beelzebub.
Yeah, the Bubs.
Yeah, I think you mentioned he might be playing stories here or there, so let's see what he goes with.
Listen, if he's not a coward, he'll pick the new character. Callisto's doing it, he should do the same. We want to see the new. Come on. I'm talking about Soras. He said, no, I want to get the top 8. I'm playing the main.
In my head, I feel like this match is, can be pretty good for Beelzebub as I play it out in my head, but we have to see it
I mean,
play
I
out
also
in
feel
an actual
like
match.
his tools line up really well against Gran and Cat. Coming down, not as good as Lancelot, but super hard to keep pinned down in the corner, which is sort of the game plan that those characters rely on. Vegeta might have a slightly easier time in that she gets to do a bit more mid-screen than either of those characters.
Yeah, a lot of reliability is going to be on Rip Torn and the usage of the spin. Like, you have to figure that one out and deal with those normals. That may be like part of the answer. We want to see how this happens in this match. Rip Torn.
And Rip Torn got the power up on probably one of the best themes in the game.
Oh yeah, it is the best theme in the game.
I was in block stun for all of that. Jesus.
Nice. Off the 2 hits.
Oh yeah.
Punish. Used the wrong one. Used the fireball a bit too late there.
All right, looking for the dive kick. There it is.
Wow, okay. Yeah, see, that's the real big problem that, trying to deal with.
Oh, nice 2H into the EX Karma, too. It's the full combo.
2H.
Oh, what? I did the, what we were talking about earlier. I did the Arxis Games tech, like the trying to tech out of hit stun, and I accidentally hit L and M, like I plinked it into a throw out of hit stun.
That you did mention it earlier. That's exactly what I did the one time. Alright.
What's up?
Oh,
I didn't get the close one?
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard right now for Vita players because understanding the confirm is different off a far L and close close L, excuse me. So recognizing which ranges each hits.
I didn't get my normal after the roll.
This plus range, Rip Torn. The dive. Absolutely.
Ooh,
Torn max distance.
Ouch. Jump in. Nice confirm.
Time for Buzz corner control.
That's where this character shines, the corner control. This is the type of character that this is basically, zoning and control. Doesn't have the damage, but man, when you see in the corner, they get a corner though. Switch sides, Callisto's got him with the Rekas.
Very corner control, playing very cheap bias, but use the EX dive to get out. No spin, no dive available for a little bit.
Oh god, I thought it was going to be a DP. That was sick. Nice idea.
That's also one of the things Vita has to struggle with because a lot of her game is up close pressure. Puts herself in a mix-up against Beelzebub when he does have 100% meter, whether he's going to go for the invincible command grab or if he's trying to jump that out, get hit by the other skybound, take you out of the area. So It's a tough position to be in, but still gotta go strong with your pressure. Shouldn't deter you because this is where this character shines right now. Wow!
Oh, I didn't get my second Rekka out.
But at least the awareness there, it's so hard to push that DP because like it's a lot. You know, the recovery's there with that DP. It's like any DP, right? But the reactions, speaking of reactions from Kalista with the DP on deck right there.
Oh, that's minus.
Yeah.
That was bad pressure.
I think a couple players are still getting used to, okay, Cheetah's 5M is minus as well. So might be able to get away with it here.
I just did the easy input one, so he might still be alive.
Yeah, he might still be alive because of that. Big scaling, but this cinematic's so cool. Oh, no.
Oh, chip range, dash up.
And honestly, Jita has small gap in like a pressure, like if you can't.
Yeah, she can do Lancelot style kind of cheese outs.
So it was a tough position. That's why he tried to jump out, tried to avoid the chip.
Got away with it.
Punish. You get a lot from Cheetah players and Grand players. No teleport for you. Wilson's gonna react to that 80 day of the week, even online.
Wow, what a challenge to the tick throw.
Right back into the corner. Using the warp.
Should have rolled.
So, yeah, that's the thing about bugs. Each different stuff you use in a block string has a different answer. So, some you need to roll, some you need to hit a button. It's all different. So, that's something to lab out. There's a nice video. I'll probably link it one of these days.
What? Can I not frame trap this character? What on earth? That was 5L, 5M.
Alright, Red Torrent has been paying, his challenges have been paying dividends, great DP.
Oh my god.
Red Torrent is not scared! And the 2-8, that's big.
Big pickups here. Yep, using the spin for the corner carries with the wake up.
He doesn't care.
This is trying to play angry, but the was it the H? No confirm off that. Backs off the next side kick.
Okay, great spot dodge, trying to get in there. With some charge fireball. Ooh, great spacing on Red Torrent, but no punish on the whip DP, so hard.
The great thing about that is even if there's not a punish, he still gets the corner pressure and the chip.
Yeah, that was a big chip for not rolling or spot dodging. A little bit more chip. And now he can like kind of play really safe. This is a situation where Beelzebub is very strong. Play very safe. Make GG to come to you. But a big jump in this time.
That could have been chip, dude. The EX, he would wake up, who's gonna wake up, everybody's gonna spin it out.
I did the easy input, so I'm gonna be missing some minimum damage here.
But we get a setup, probably, and so there's a lot bigger chunk than I realized.
Yo, he waited! That was kinda godlike.
Nice reaction. Yeah.
Yo, Rip waited, because he thought, yo, the super's coming out.
Yeah, I bet it. I ran up, I did spot dodge, and I was mash and grab after it.
Trying to go for the big brain plays, but Red Torrent with the patience at the end, taking it.
All right, so he's going to move on to the loser side of top 8.
Smooth stuff by Rip, man. I like seeing Bubs work, and I like the different usage of karma, too. Like, you'll see a lot of people they'll spend the EX karma and the neutral, and it's not the right idea. He's mixing it up, so, like, Zach will show you the video later, but when you do the karma on their wake up, you can make it meaty, make them cross up or whatever, and they have to figure out and decide how to deal with that.
Yeah,
like,
there's different options. Like, you know, if you roll for some of them in the range, you'll roll behind them. But if it's the wrong one, then you get rolled into it. Exactly. It's a really interesting video. It's hard to explain like right now.
All right, so we're gonna have the boys Marvin Pie and Royal Heart coming up against each other. Sori's against Matera.
Yes. So once again, we're talking about like, you know, Marvin Pie. He's really in love with Sori's as a character in general, static wise, gameplay wise, and you know, he is a fairy player before this, which, you know, we don't know exactly the matchup numbers yet, but fairy, you know, popular opinion, does pretty decently well against Matera, and so we'll see. Sori's on the other hand, tools-wise, when you think about it, might not. So we'll see how it works out in game.
He doesn't really have like that easy full screen approach. Like he's got the punch, which is great.
Right,
But that can be
but-
interrupted.
Yeah, you can't punch an arrow, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, it's gonna go try to spot dodge and use the universal mechanics, and also use a lot of flex.
Yeah,
Right.
so he's trying to build the defensive stacks to increase his defense modifier so that he'll take less damage when he does get hit.
Yeah, and he's using it up close. He doesn't really want to deal with Matera's touchdown either. Wow, what a great punch!
Find your way in with that.
As stories, though, you
Everyone's
do have
fighting-
to be mindful that, like most armor moves in the game, he does still take 40% of the damage of the hit. So if you flex into a butterfly, you're going to still take a significant amount of damage for that.
Yeah. Okay,
Not
great
really at
on the
all.
way down to challenge. Try to get in there. Warheart backing off.
It's almost time. He's so close.
Yeah.
Well, Hart's not gonna let him pop it though.
Oh, didn't get quite the confirm off the butterfly he needed. With a slide. We've been seeing that from Warheart all day. Oh, try to get it. Naked Man time.
Oh, he did. Luckily enough, Rohart backed off. But it's because he has all this range to play with. He's fine with a full screen sweep.
Oh, he's in here though. Oh!
No, full screen punch. Let him run. Full screen.
Go. One more kick.
Overhead. Yo, this character's sick.
Yeah, this
Wind it
character
up.
is basically Balrog with the flex. We get that practice in brawler type character. Oh,
One of the things that Rohart has to know, like, and obviously it's early days, is that when they have the specials that link, you have to set the mind games because when he's in machismo mode, he can link his specials, right? So you have to spot dodge after the first one. But that sets up a mind game for the other person. That's like, oh, I'm gonna make you spot dodge, I'm gonna punch that spot dodge. But you have to start the game first and see if Rohart understands to end this next match.
this situation is so terrible for Matera.
Look at all the chips!
All those punch frames, how are you gonna reverse it out? Try to 2L, out of the way. Marvin Pie still, yeah, it's still stuck in his brain. Oh, that was big. Not gonna be quite, you can get the animation, but not gonna quite be dead. Lots of scaling in this off and auto combo, but gonna be able to set up something, whether it's just an errant arrow, a butterfly, whatever he wants. Yeah, butterfly here. Yeah, a lot of chip.
Locking it out.
No, this is
Super?
yeah. Unfortunately,
Yeah,
that
that's
has
short.
yeah, it's a short range. So great awareness from Warheart to just kind of let him breathe. There we go. One round apiece. We'll see. We see like Marvin Pie when given the opportunity can turn around in a hurry, but just being squarely in the terrace favor right now. Wow, a lot of flex. He is all stocked up, but lost lost pretty much all his health. They're gonna confirm with the counter hit earlier, but time for plus frames. Plus frames again. Meaty.
Staying positive.
Fast shooter.
And all that adds up. Even if Rohart is blocking, he adds up on the chip. Especially with the multi-hit rush punches.
And now, turn of fortune for Warheart at all the screen, but Naked Man time. Oh,
Nice interruption.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, you need a ton of damage. One more decision
Whoa,
for
he
either.
what? He rolled? Yeah, the mic
Yo,
games we're talking about.
There he goes. Looking for the breakthrough. No!
A punish by them.
Had enough time to recover off the guard break.
Yes. So, yeah. One of the main weaknesses of Matera, once she has to go on defense, right now you have to block. Not a lot of reversal options. You saw right there the reversal option of a super skybound just low, even if the Marvin Pie pressed the light button. So, great stuff from Marvin Pie to take the first game. We're gonna spin the royal wheel roulette of which character he's gonna land on. Could it be Cat? Could it be Wayne? Could it be Matera again? Could it be Vasaraga? I don't know.
It's a random select, bro, man. This is hovering with a random select. What should I play today? I'm feeling like maybe Lil Wayne or maybe Cat. Honestly, I think Cat might be a good.
Yeah,
match.
we might see Cat. I think
Cat says okay.
No,
we
Narmaya,
completely
yeah.
forgot a Narmaya.
so. In the
Okay.
matches that in the matches that I played as Vegeta against this character, led me to believe that Cat would do really well against him. But Royal Heart gonna go ahead and actually play the character that the last time I saw him play, this is who he would have considered his main.
Believe in victory.
He likes her a lot in terms of aesthetic wise, personality. So Yeah,
Guess
that,
how back's gonna go.
And you can see that
Stop.
fireball.
that could be really good against.
The big thing is that she can whip punish the flex, right? If Marvin Pie wants to be aggressive, calling out the fireball, she can hold it, wait for the flex to end, and punish it.
And the great thing about this character is like you can burn an EX and then switch in your stance and use EX on the other.
Yeah, that's a punish. Can't flex
I
for
like
that
that
long.
idea. Yeah, I like the idea. Try to do a meaty blade there, but I was out of the corner and getting pushed in the corner itself is Royal Heart gets out.
Also, the first activating again. You saw the turnaround, but that's such a risky thing to kind of rely upon. And this character, when she's got you in the corner, can do a mad amount of damage.
Yeah, and that stance, that 5H, seems to be looking pretty strong against stories so far.
Battle 2. Engage.
Yeah, I think she's able to lock him down pretty well. At least it's looking like that right now, right?
But one punch.
The one punch, but no follow. Nice answering back. I want to see Marvin Pie kind of start to put the mind game. Once he gets close up to the rush punch.
Ooh.
But it's not happening right now. Royal Heart just going in with the normal.
Harassing with all these pokes in. Alright, finds an air into L. Yes, get some Oki, but not quite a lot after that. Oh, trying to poke out.
So the distance.
Oh.
Got that chip up, found the buffer.
Yeah,
Jump
bridge,
in.
confirm not quite. Just a little bit too high. Royal Heart, switching stances. Oh, block button getting exposed. Right.
Wake up super. Doesn't work.
Great block. Narmaya mid-screen, not the greatest damage, so we'll see. Cashes out. Super Skybound. Let's see how close it's gonna be, if it is gonna kill or not. Oh, not quite. Just a chunk of damage left. Oh, just
Cash
run
up
up
with
too
the light.
well.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah, you saw, like, you know, Royal Heart harassed a lot in the corner. So, it's the key to success in winning that game. See how Marvin Pie adjusts. One
And then,
super defense. Yeah.
the jump-ins in general are probably difficult to deal with. Like, we talked about, like, 2H. It's good when it lands, but, like, when it doesn't, you just need a ton of damage, and it's very more on the side of, like, prediction, right?
Right. And, like, yeah, right there,
see?
maybe not, maybe not
You
the
knew
right
about that. Yeah.
But if you jump, like, right in front of Stories, it's gonna be hard for Stories to do anything. Kind of get, like, close to them really quickly. But, right, 2-8, it's a record. Okay.
Yeah.
Rush punch, that's just...
The jump-ins again, this time a little bit closer. No, do it a little bit closer, a little bit less predictive.
Yeah. Alright, it's gonna activate. And
Take
just,
it up
oh no,
the-
no scare. You know scare, I know scare. Oh my god, 2L catches them. You see he, oh, trust the combo.
Whip. Wake up.
Damage coming. Alright, this is gonna be kind of skilled. But we get the cool cinematic super, this is so sick.
I don't think this is gonna kill.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Scales quite heavily. But, oh,
Super
great patience
close.
from both players.
The tap just get the 2 in, bro. With the rush punch at the end.
Marvin Pie
Okay.
moving up to match point.
Yes. You just see, he just relies on great patience and using this one opportunity with one rush punch. DP finally coming out from Royal Heart.
You gotta start doing that. Kind of stem the pressure of this character a little bit, too.
Right?
All this is adding up.
Yeah, you see, he's using the jump, trying to use that moonsault type. Yeah, but Royal Heart trying to figure out what to do at this, like, far range. He doesn't want to get hit by a rush punch, so trying not to press anything too dire. There it is, boom!
Rush punch. 2 in, rush punch. Just land him. Let him add up. Look at all the damage that's on the board from Marvin Pie. And Royal Heart is bleeding.
Oh, the
No, the 2H!
but wasn't quite in range. A little bit behind him.
You don't get too much off of that unless you're...
Great attack from Marvin Pie, he's ready. Using that blade to try to push to the corner, the rush punch. Oh, great spot dodge. Now it's his turn again.
It's a sweep, though. Right light.
The text from Marvin Pie has been so key right now.
He does not want to take anything. Not even a throw, not any damage. The defense on Marvin Pie right now is way better. Latex by Royal Heart.
Yeah,
Good press
the
the advantage.
blade. Oh, trying to get the overhead, trying to get that damage. But Narmaya, even in the corner, has really pretty decent damage. Not quite a punish, that's really hard to punish.
Wow!
Oh, yeah.
Run up by, oh no!
But he
This
just
does not
covered.
armor supers, and this one does a lot. This was raw.
This was wrong. This might be it. Ouch, not quite. One
Shy
mix-up.
Nape.
He's gonna make it. The dash up. Jump in.
Wow,
On the side.
good blocks by Marvin. Doesn't commit to
Right.
anything.
But okay.
Oh, boy.
12 seconds on the clock. Rush punch.
Rush
Wait
punch
for
is
it.
gone. His timer. That looked like a skill button. EX2.
Oh,
Yeah.
he walked right into it.
It appeared like Marvin did.
Saw the exact range.
Yeah, Marvin did the EX skill version of the Rush Punch and basically obliterated his timer for almost the entirety of the remaining 12 seconds. I think that's 6 seconds.
That. It was a big bet. That jump heavy we were talking about earlier.
Down right there. Try to get the jump in. Yo, I'm gonna take that chip.
Yeah.
On the other side though.
Been getting a lot of mileage off these jumps right. Right, late side.
Oh, the spot dodge.
Already.
Yeah, able to find the late reaction, counter hit with the 5L, work his way out of the corner. Pretty even life right now for both characters. Super on deck for everyone.
Oh, spot dodge on the other side. Let's go. You hold that. Hold on.
Well, when she holds it like that, it's gonna turn into a nice punch. Patience from both characters. He knows one. Oh! Great block, not punishable.
He knocks him way back in the corner. This is where Namaya shines super bright. The mix-up off the crescent. He's out of there.
Oh.
Big jump in though.
Yeah, not using the. Oh, it didn't confirm it. The skybound. This is huge now.
He has a chance to come back overhead though.
With the overhead delay base. What an entertaining match going down to the wire. Royal Heart's gonna clutch it out.
There's definitely a lot of things Marvin Pye can work on. Obviously, it's not even the first week with this character, right?
Yeah,
There's a lot of time that he's got to work with this character.
Like we mentioned, it's like it's such a different style for what the character he usually plays is. Good stuff to see him kind of sticking.
All right, so that's going to solidify our top 8. Winner semis. First, we're going to have Macho and Kilo, followed by Kizzer Crate and Tibola. On the loser side, Zach in a box against the Man Series and Rip Torn up against Royal Heart. Before we get into all that, I do want to go ahead and hit that $8.95 on the Matcherino. Support the players directly at matcherino.com/T/SSSO041120 GBVS. And that same string of SSSO 041120 GBVS will let you throw 50 cents into the pot for free with no other commitment. So you can support our players by at least jumping in there, hitting up the coupon code, but also check out the sponsors available on there. We also have shirts, hoodies, and more available at teespring.com/the-waifu-dome, featuring the sick art by Quasimodo X. And we have social media you can follow us on at the Waifu Dome, myself at BG Callisto, the video channels, and of course the Callisto Events Discord. So hit us up there if you like these tournaments and want to support them or enter them on your own. So up next, we're going to have Macho and Kilo in the winner's semis. Let me go ahead and get this updated.
Macho, unfortunately, one of our better players in Chicago. Consistent top 3. That's the whole.
Yeah.
Using Lance and Matera, a mix of the two, has been playing Matera all week since the buffs came. Now, obviously, still thinks Lance is better.
Yeah, that said, this is Gran, right? And like Gran.
Yeah, you want Lance.
Gran, Cat, and Fairy, all three arguably have one losing matchup in the game, and that's Lancelot. And they definitely do not lose to Matera. So it seems like a pretty easy character choice if Macho doesn't want to like bang his head against a wall for 5 minutes.
Yeah, and when we talk about Kilo, great awareness on the confirmed. Really fleshed out pressure from Red. It's really, really purposeful with all the buttons. See how it goes. Wow. Landing one onto a 5M is Macho. Has to hold some corner pressure, but has that 2-2H stock if you ever feel like in trouble. Hard to really, pin Lance down the corner with all the options. 2-2H, wall dive.
Punish?
Yeah. Punish on the ES drill blade.
Medium back throw. That's up the pressure.
Back throw. And we say, like, Kilo is not letting those DPs fly right now. Like we saw in the first set today. That was seen from me. 2-2H, there it is. But down doesn't happen for quite some time, so. Okay.
Oh, he let it fly this time. He landed just in time to get.
Trying to use it as an anti-air. Oh, sweet.
Yo, jump you. EX catches him. I don't know what he's trying to do.
Yeah,
try to press a button.
Macho, that's a pretty tight block string. So him trying to do anything, whether maybe it's a skybound, maybe it was a great, or wow. With 214L beat slide round start. That's really interesting. He must have known that was coming down. Oh,
awareness right there. Overhead.
Overhead on defense.
Wipe up the boots there, jump you.
Not believing in a lot of these hits. He's getting a lot of these hits, but not confirming it. The compliment is confirmed, and I'm missing it right now.
Nice use of the Yuta side switch there. Get out of the corner by Macho. Starting to find some hits.
Went low, but he wasn't even blocked. He was crouching low, so he just got hit. Alright, time to mix up. Lance mix up. Alright, great block.
I really like the 2M. When he saw the, rather than doing something super risky, that's the punishable range.
Yes.
Bit of a miscalculation by Macho there. Instead of trying to do the full screen out of the corner, he went right at Gran, one of the few punishable options for that super.
Yeah, I think he might have wanted to get out of the, misjudged the range, didn't want to go all the way because then ran right into the loving arms of a Granblue. So.
All right, Macho's got to calm this down. Like, he's got to definitely, and part of this is like Kilo's defense, right? You got to give credit to Kilo's defense. Kilo not getting opened up too much, only like a few instances here or there. Macho looks like he's kind of just thinking about
taking
what
a
he
moment
wants
to think.
do.
Yeah, when you play against Lance, blocking like the first layer mix-up is always super key, right? You know, you don't want to get mixed up by the easy options. So you want to have to make them go to their second layer of mix-ups. And Kilo did a good job once Macho did get a confirm or a knockdown. That he held pretty strong in the defense. So we're going back to lobby. We'll see if there's a character switch. Like we said, Macho has been playing Matera mainly this whole week. So I don't know if it's a comfort thing right now. Maybe he really thinks he likes Matera, but versus Gran better, which
but we also mentioned. I mean, that's a struggle matchup, right? Like, comfort goes a long way. I think we talked about that at the start of the show. Like, liking a character and being comfortable on a character will generally be better in a bad matchup than just playing someone who you think will win. But he is going for it, so we're gonna see how this works out.
I mean, we've seen a lot of we've seen Kilo play a lot of Matera against Chris Chaos, who he played like a winners finals, grand finals set, and a set last week too. So he seems pretty well versed in the Matera match. Chris seemed really well versed in that matchup too. We'll see how Macho fares against Gran here. That's the thing. You have to be really precise to this, right? Every arrow has to count, and you cannot be put in this position right now.
You don't want to be in the corner.
Yeah, that's the only thing you can do. Just press 5L and hope for the best to get out of Grand Pressure. Great attack, but you're getting booted for your trouble. Safe jump time.
Trying to find an opening DP. Raw like that. Probably thought he was going to go for an assault.
Yeah.
But it works out anyway.
Finally letting him rip.
Alex backing off.
Yeah, finding a way to put out the butterfly. Yeah, and see, that's why you gotta be precise. Kilo, even though he whiffed on the Skybound, still got a boot. And Kilo quickly on match point. We'll see if, wow. Yeah, we saw Kilo do 2-1-4L at round start against Lancelot. Macho answering back with an assault round start. Not quite the punish.
All right, I like this. I like the pacing for Macho a little bit more aggressive now, backing off.
Yeah.
Knowing that he's going to get put back in the corner, get back like that, but it's knocked down the dash up throw.
Yeah, so we see that one EX fireball can spell death. Okay, great evasion. But you're right back in the corner.
You got to be careful with your assaults. It's one thing that he has such great anti-airs. You have to be really on point with the assault. You saw Chris Chaos use those in a great effect against Kilo multiple times, but Macho doesn't seem like the type to use the movement. He's not really a movement-based Matera, but here we go, EX setup. What's after this? The rainstorm, the pickup.
Should get the animation, but it's a heavy scaling. Yeah, that scaled a ton.
That's a ridiculous amount.
Great block, yes. That's so key. Blocking the either spot dodging or at least blocking the EX fireball and sniping Gran out of the air. If you missed any of those two things, it spelled death into a really bad situation. Great awareness from Macho, but getting too
That was rare. The close H anti-aired, which was interesting, but then it also whiffed after the counter hit anti-air, which was just as interesting.
5H, time for grand pressure. Matera is such a bad position right now. Trying to desperately jump out, stay away from Gran. Kilo. Damn.
Hiccup, you're dead.
Yeah.
This is Gran, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, and you see, like, you know, that was the first time I think Kilo in that set regular jump. Not a super jump, just a regular jump, and it caught Macho off guard late on a different type of air.
Yeah, super
get the
jump
last hit.
definitely is effective against Matera as well, especially before she has Skybound Arts available, because she doesn't have an air unblockable option at that point. So it does give like a good approach where like you can just jump in and she can 2H, but her options off that 2H aren't always great. Like she can cancel it to assault, but if you're mashing DP, there's a gap there that you can DP. So yeah, tough matchup. Macho going to go down to losers, still in the tournament though. Up next on the other side of winner semis, we're going to have Tibola up against Kizzer Crate. So nice showing from Kizzer, actually getting farther in winners than he has the last several weeks. So doing pretty good today.
Gotta give this man some credit. He definitely, at one point, I think he was thinking about Cat. And he was like, what if I played better? I like that mentality. Like, he's like, I'm gonna stick to Percy. What if I played better? And, you know, a sweep is definitely helping him out in this.
You saw it in this set earlier in the day. Sweep definitely helped out. But yeah, he's just a very cerebral player, very, you know, persistent player in terms of improving. The little I do know of him, he seems to really take getting better seriously. Doesn't take anything. It's definitely working out here on the top 8 winner side. Also, Tibola going with Lowain again.
Let's see how much. I mean, Tibola is like definitely not one of those low lanes players that you see that just, you know, they want to get you to throw, do their memes, and walk away.
Yeah, he definitely has a very fleshed out game plan. Iggy is there if he needs it available. Doesn't rely solely on it.
Has a parry. Give him a carry. Off the Tatsu too. Like an 8 stocking up right after the boys come out. Gives him a little bit of time to just get his meter build. Next three at 100%. Wake up with the boys. I like this. This is actually the better Skybound art. Pick up. Yeah, he'll take that any day of the week.
Yeah, Kizzer decided to let's just put some damage on Lowain. Tibola decides to punish, so it kind of evened out the life total, but now Kizzer Crate has a giant Skybound available. Percy has a decent amount of ways to confirm it to that Skybound, especially Super Skybound.
Look at he's already at 90%.
Yeah.
The Skybound on Tibola.
Iggy is definitely a factor now. There it is. Oh!
You know, get him on low health. Like it's game over at this point. It doesn't even matter. But had that been the case, that's the thing that is what separates. It's one of the things that separates like strong lane players from weak ones is their meter build. Like their meter, the idea of I need to build meter. I need to really space out what I'm doing here because see right, like you just saw there, got a Skybound art and had on deck if you needed it another Skybound art or Super Skybound art.
And you know what's beautiful is that he kept moving back and trying to build that meter. The moment Kizzer tried to run up and stop him from doing that, he checked it right away.
Right.
Really good, really good understanding of how this character works in the whole game. All right, gonna go for bros. Yeah, trying to get it in there.
You gotta be careful. You don't want to jump as Kizzer Crate gonna finish him off. But one of the things is like that locks down that air approach, the jump U approach, because if you get caught, that's where the max damage comes from Lowain. Is when he clips you from an anti off the Skybound art. So Bola had him locked down. Dominant round. Let's see what Kizzer Crate can do to swing things back.
Yeah, he's really gonna hit a lot by the sweep cancel to the Rekka. Alright, Kizzer trying to challenge. Yeah, that far M from Lowain, even though it doesn't lead to much, is a really good harassment tool.
Yeah, still a great tool.
Great counter confirm. Has the corner now, just poking out is Tibola. That sweep doing dividends for him as well.
Yeah, EX right after checks it on the sky.
Oh, nobody. That's something you can do if you're aware enough. You can like spot dodge or DP afterwards, but it's quite hard to do right in the heat of the battle.
Nice back off sweep. EX to pick up the boys to set up. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah, just a lot of shit. Yeah. That's a hard situation. Lowain with me has a strong life lead, and you have does have some strong situations. Yggdrasil, Gross, Super. So time to go for bus train. Spent the EX run dash, and big jump in. Using EX too. Oh, what is this?
Yo, he won't take nothing today. He don't want to take a damn thing. A good bumper though. EX using the stocks, picking up with the DP.
Picking up again, 4 stock, EX stock. Here we go.
With the jump in, so from Tibola starting to get a little bit more aggressive.
Alright, here we go. Iggy, Kizzer Crate, can you play the mini game? Let's see. Yes, run forward is the most optimal choice.
Dancer.
And
Opened up the Blanca. Oh,
No! Unfortunate timing.
yeah.
What a character.
Way.
I tell you, man, like this character just it's like you said before, Callisto. Like this character was supposed to. This is like the weakest character in the game, but look at how many strengths this character does have.
Yeah, but
right?
T-Bola, top Mario Party player NA.
Yeah, rolling the stick on his hands, like definitely a hard difficulty CPU right there. Moving on the bracket over to Zagray.
All right, so we're going to move on down to the loser side of our bracket. We're going to have Zach in a box up against the Man Series first, followed by Rip Torn against Royal Heart.
Okay. Man Series making his way through top 8. Let's see how far he goes.
Yeah, it's gonna be a Vegeta versus Lil Wayne or a Diva.
Same out.
This character I want to think about. This pretty decent against La Diva. Far H does a lot. Just gotta watch out for sweep. One errant sweep. She does have the
Far
TP.
H and 2M both do a lot. The 2M punish against sweep is great. It's because she's going to be crouching. It automatically combos into medium Rekka.
Back up. Over here. Okay, trying to get the dash for that anti-air, it's really hard on mine. It's already, I think it's already kind of.
Yeah, after counter hit 2H, yeah. She actually, I'll say that's maybe the primary drawback of this character compared to Catalina or Gran, is she has a very hard time getting consistent conversions off of counter hit anti-airs.
Gotta work a little bit harder. Here we go, Seth Series. Walking him down. The health lead is not in his favor, but unfortunately, they blow him back. He's gonna work his way through it. It's hard. Nice bumper. Heard the evil laugh from Zach. It's the super.
The super feels good, man. I unironically think Vegeta has the two best supers in the game. I think that the regular Skybound is the best super to buffer a normal into in the game, and I think her super Skybound is the best just like cash out damage move.
Going to the EX Rekka. The pickup, sweet, like that.
Nice.
Challenge the overhead. This sweet wants a safe jump.
Nice. Good shit.
Wait for the delay there.
You know I'm gonna get him. Hell yeah.
The Rekka pressure.
Nice.
I think. What's her health?
Damn.
What is her health? Is it medium or low?
She has regular health, I believe, same as Gran.
Regular health? Okay.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Okay.
You haven't seen the stage yet?
No.
That's amazing.
Yeah, Rose Queen in the back, giving some support.
Nice buffer. Gets it back. He knows. He knows what's minus. He knows when to take his turn. Sasser caught him standing up.
Timed it.
Oh, but he mistimed his. He did the wrong input. Sorry. Yeah,
Nice, bro.
wait for that back.
Yeah, nice just run forward pressure. You can't really safe jump anti-air command grabs reliably, so keep it easy. Super. Yep.
Yeah, that was a tough break for Seth.
Yeah, and it was a good decision to not go for. She does have the universal EX Rekka, EX Fireball, EX DP into 5M super route, but in that situation, especially with the EX Fireball available to go first, the damage did not necessitate the risk of doing the harder combo.
Keep it simple. Nice DP against the Lariat. Stopping the incoming. There's the EX Rekka.
Nice sit jump, super jump, yeah.
Cycle for the tick throw.
Oh yeah,
Opens
that's
him
the...
up.
Oh shit.
No, didn't get the Rekka. Oh, okay, was it going straight into Skybound?
I am a god.
Yeah, so Vegeta gets the frame trap 5L into her close 5H, procs from like way the hell out, and she gets the frame trap with 5L close 5H or 5L close 5H, and counter hit close 5H combos to full charge EX Fireball, which is a huge starter. All right, DPs through the block string.
Nice. Oh no.
SPD, party started, safe jump. Oh no, just gonna run up, get some screen space, another SPD.
DP again after the normal.
Yeah, not holding the block
expecting
string,
it
but Seth was able to get a lot of damage on the board before he took that DP. Didn't get the super there, but still in really good shape. Anti-projectile super is on deck. All right, counter hit
Those
sweep.
out there, full screen. Full screen too.
Good block, good block.
Whoa, tried to. I don't know if
Yeah,
that was
that's right.
intentional.
I didn't. I mean
Yeah.
the DP there.
Able to put it back together. I'm not sure if Seth actually tried to punish the recovery of the Super Skybound with the anti-air grab, or if that was a missed input, but she may still be invuln on the way down there.
DP right after the record. Nice confirm though. Into the corner. Light. You see it confirms off the 2 Ls.
Good block on the overhead. Seth takes his turn, gets some space out of the corner. No counter hit.
Jump you. Overhead. Yeah, no counter hit.
Oh, there's the counter hit though. That should be
Big
it.
up.
Super doesn't even need to play the mini game.
Doesn't look good on.
Perfect. Yeah, unnecessary to do the W Wraith. But man, just constant pressure, constant dominance, and constant disrespect.
I
on
mean,
Seth's buttons.
2L is like super plus, and that's her main bread and butter and pressure. It's not like Gran where you can do 2L, 5M, close everything's plus.
Yeah, everything's
It's really
plus.
just
Yeah,
2L.
she does have to use 2L, 2L, and then at a range 2M.
So it's a lot of that stagger pressure.
And I think a lot of people are of the feeling that that is what Gran and Cat will be sort of changed to when the patch comes, that the consistency will be there of similar archetypes in terms of how they're allowed to pressure. So good for people to kind of be trying out Vegeta if they play those characters to get an idea of like what adjustments they have to make in the future as their mains. So
and I honestly think like Vegeta right now, even with how Gran is pre-patch, I think she's a little bit more stable than Gran.
yeah, especially at mid-screen, right? Like that's her advantage. Her
Yeah.
mid-screen block pressure and her mid-screen Oki are a little bit better in both those characters. The trouble matchups are usually characters who can play a bit further out. Fairy is like an actual struggle matchup for Vegeta in my experiences. So
She doesn't have
is
her boots
Percival.
in, so
Yeah, with that fat fireball, with his normals.
So
in
she
general,
can actually 5U over the uncharged fireball and get a slight punish for it. But the big thing is that like she, Catalina and Gran, if they counterpoke Percival Far 5H and whiff punish it, they always get to convert to their 214 EX move to thrust or boot. Where Vegeta has the same issue against Fairy. If she gets a counter hit from far out, or if she kind of baits something out, she can't actually combo because the Rekka won't cover enough space quickly enough. All right. So we're gonna have Rip Torn, Royal Heart. Royal Heart going straight to Narmaya.
First DLC for character.
Listen, I love how everyone was like, man, Narmaya, that's my wife. But that was a red herring. It was Bumps that ended up being, just a little bit stronger, to be honest.
I don't think we talked about Royal Heart's character choices and SSS yet, but yeah, he doesn't care about the strength of a character. Strictly aesthetics, I should say.
Royal Heart only plays thoughts. That's legit.
I was waiting for this.
Honestly, you're like,
Let's stop beating around the bush here. Yeah, and we haven't seen a whole lot of Narmaya in these tournaments so far. Our other local Narmaya main, the ARM, actually not big on net play, so he's been abstaining. He may join us for commentary here and there in a few weeks, but he's been abstaining from the net play tournaments. Nice buffer.
Buffer off the heavy.
Nice. H.
Battle 2.
Man, that was a good buffer. I like that. Now, Rip Torrance is taking the run. I like how Rip Torrance is dealing with the neutral. Honestly, I think Bubs does pretty well. Again, this is a character that has that space control, and you can bait on a lot of stuff from Narmaya. Like as soon as she goes to the slash, full screen slash, get the teleport, and then again, also the dive. Royal Heart, he's in. Switching to the corner, backing up like the backwalk with Rip Torn not opening up at all.
Nice movement by Royal Heart. Not even
Yeah, he's
holding the
really
mix up.
evading the dive in the screen so far. Yeah, he's been having a good mindset of where the spacing is on the dive, not wanting to take the plus frames.
Yeah, and just frame trapping him to death with 2M into Fireball.
Yeah, a lot more control in that round.
Battle 3. Engage.
That's Steam, by the way.
You know,
Oh,
existing.
great.
That's the thing right there. Yeah, I like that. Again, you know, I talk about this a lot. Beelzebub players, I don't see a lot of them, even though you think they should. Use the DP. It's kind of a weird, funky DP compared to other ones, but
You can still function, yeah, you can still function it as like, you know,
it's a normal anti-air.
yeah, normal anti-air will wake up here or there. Yeah, Warheart's trying to get in there. Wow, big bait.
But not a big
punish.
He
Yeah,
had the meter on deck to do something big too.
that was the first time he waited, and he exactly went no big punish, but the dive comes again. He's out of the spin right now. Yeah, can't get a 2 meaningful confirm without the spin right now. Oof. Okay, there it is. He's back. Oh, the
He's
dive.
back up with the EX.
Ooh, wow, the mini DP, and I think
just wake up.
Royal Heart was so caught off guard for it that he just was not ready to punish, and the wake up super is gonna stuff the overhead. Rip Torn
And
taking
you
game
know,
1.
you try to go overhead to like hop over a command grab super, but Rip Torn had the read, went for a regular skybound. And once again, we're gonna go back to the lobby. We're gonna spin the wheel. Royal Heart, character choice. Come on down. Who's it gonna be?
Who are you guys calling on the Royal Roulette? I think
I like Cat.
he's gonna go to Cat.
I like
Yeah.
Cat. I like Cat.
We're gonna be totally wrong though.
It's gonna be Lil Wayne. We're all gonna say
Yeah.
Cat, and it's gonna be Lil Wayne.
We're gonna be totally wrong. But I think
I would think it'd be even a terrible match too, but he doesn't care. I mean, he'll just pick whatever.
I haven't actually seen him play Lil Wayne since like week 3, so
Yeah.
well, but he's definitely played the character before. He absolutely knows how to play the character.
yeah, I think the last time is like when that losers finals when he pulled it out against me. Don't watch that match, bro. All right, here we go. Who's gonna be right? Chat, who's gonna be right? Is it gonna be us? Is it gonna be you? It's Wade! Wade!
Again, it's so difficult to call what he's gonna pick because it's not based on matchup. Because
It's
like
not.
I personally think Bubs does really well against Lil Wayne, especially when Yujutsu comes out mind into it. But you can teleport a lot of her stuff, so that's eliminated. Just the general screen control is eliminated because of the teleport. You can't just eat for free. You gotta pay the bill.
Alright, setting it out. Yeah, we see like the Wayne players today using the great harassment approach that he has, even though it's, you know, not some big damage, not some big setup afterwards, but he's been harassing the players so far really well, like right there. Yeah.
Off the sweep, yep, the Tatsu. This time throwing up the X fireball. Nice jumping off the H though. It's kind of a weird interaction, the close H. You get too much though.
I like the patience from Rip Torn so far. A little overhead, 2M. Yeah, I mean, he's still kind of using the universal option, jumping around, not having to block the +5. And now he's gonna activate Yggdrasil. We'll see. He likes the test. Like, does this person know how to deal with this? Oh, blockable carpet. Oh, I forgot about that.
Oh, but it wasn't time enough. You saw him react. He was like, "Listen, if you're gonna teleport, I'll make the ground lava. You just have to start jumping."
Yeah, that's a strong tool that Beelzebub has against Yggdrasil, but just quite couldn't put it together at the end. And now, corner set play coming through for Royal Heart.
Didn't commit after the 2L, found the counter hit, but Rip Torn teleporting out of the corner.
Nice safe pressure. Does Beelzebub have lots of spin? Kind of hard.
Yeah, plus frames. He blocked in the air. Even that close, that's still going to be plus. Out of
And
there.
he's doing a great job. We talked about Royal Heart's evasion with the Terra before, but he can do it with any character. But get stuff in.
Can't evade that karma, bro. On the other side, gets the command grab. It works. Super.
This is, it's not great damage off of it, but just the thought of the mind is super huge right now.
And the screen control too. He's got all this to play with.
Rip Torn on match point.
Against Royal Heart, who is, you know, been significantly one of, you know, obviously one of the better players, but you got to give credit to Rip Torn right now, and that worked with the bombs. A character I think a lot of people kind of like played, kind of just dropped, and they're like,
yeah, I haven't seen him a lot since that first week.
I mean, that's that anecdotal. I've seen a lot of him. Especially
online's a different story.
I'll say that
Online,
I've lost to one of these two characters in pretty much every online tournament that I've entered, like easily. I'm sorry, there was the one Ronin Rumble where I lost to 2 Charlottas. Every other tournament, I've lost to at least one of these characters, if not both.
Well, wait, or Bubs, the low-tier heroes. All right, spin cycle. Backing off, saying you're not going to 2H this, I'm going in. There's the EX low.
Did you get him again? And again, snatched. Riptorn moving on in losers.
Riptorn moving on. Been doing, you know, well here or there at this tournament. He's moving on into the losers quarters.
I like that he had the awareness too to kind of just do a little bit of a micro walk to make sure that that command grab was going to work, right? He had the awareness to be like, I got to do it close.
Whoops.
That's the knowledge you got to have with this character.
Hey.
Alrighty, so
Quarters.
yeah, up next, losers quarters. We're gonna see Kizzer Crate and Zach in a box.
This camera sucks. I've been messing with this camera for like ever. Like it's been blurry forever. It doesn't matter.
You gotta set it to like manual focus and find the right spacing. Learn footsies.
I think also
Camera
it's also
footsies.
his computer too. Camera footsies.
No, that's definitely
This
the
is
camera.
also
It's
a
definitely
crappy
just the
camera.
focus being on autofocus, and then if you move your head around, it can't find you, and it just focuses on random crap.
It might be better when I switch computers, but
So Gina versus Percival, no, it's not my favorite matchup. As
Yeah, I don't know.
She
I
has a
don't
good
feel like
range
this
to
is
deal with her.
this isn't a terrible matchup for Vegeta, but it's noticeably worse than it is for Catagram. Like just the conversions from far normals and the
that
reach
new
of her
sweep
normals
is-
to begin with.
A new sweep is something else. So against this character, so here I
that's the
go.
new meta.
I can't throw a fireball safely here because 5H cooks it.
So does EXDP will reach her through a fireball on reaction from hella far away pretty easily.
Yeah, we saw it with the Super Saiyan Kid in round start.
Yeah, he hit me with that like 4 times yesterday.
Oh,
Yo, wake up TP.
Plus frames. Oh no, you got the
missed
counter hit.
it.
That's gonna hurt, but she fell out of the DP. Maybe a late cancel there. Almost got punished for the throw and the jump back. Yeah, this is the range where Vegeta can fight fairly well, but a bit further out, she has some trouble.
oh.
Alright, Kizzer in a dangerous
trying to
situation,
find
but he
it.
finds the link into the super. Round 1 going to Kizzer.
I tried to fight 5H that.
All right, let's see what adjustments Zach has for us. Nice little punish there.
Yeah,
on
but she
the,
can't get anything off that. That's, the best is gonna be nice, sweet.
sometimes we'll just take those. EDP. Drop that fireball. Just wait for the wake up, the jump. That one works.
Oh, that was good stuff, isn't it? Nice.
Look at the overhead.
Done.
He's aware. He's awake, but there's a DP. Speaking of being awake,
Oh, good stuff.
the bumper, I don't think it's gonna land.
Of course it is.
Wow. From that distance too.
Oh, EX
He
fireball.
actually push it
Finding
back.
Zach a little bit of space. Still danger zone for both players in the late JU. Overhead and baits out the DP. Game 1
I
going to
tried
Kizzer.
DP before and that didn't come out.
Yeah, and then you have to make sure it works, right? Like that's how it goes. You got to make sure that the DP is fully functional. Give it a test run.
Battle 1. Engage.
All right, game 2.
That's big.
Just roll. I lose the fireball.
Give me out, please.
It's a counter hit combo. Follow up with the back action. Doesn't get down to this with the EXDP. He's gonna spin that bar. On the stock up, that's 3, man. Or you can't press it. Once he gets to his normal, what strength are going? Zach not allowing him to
Catches the
spin
DP.
any
Oh
stock
no, he got
overhead
the
counter
hit he needed, but didn't dial anything out, and he's gonna get back thrown to the corner. Whoa.
With the grab, I think it might have been a misinput there. Real dangerous in this game.
Whoa.
Grabs. Speed of whips.
I got so lucky.
Trying to
That was
react.
so
Yeah, you can see
got
the
so
movement. Oh my god. If that was offline, you
trying
were
to
dead
drum that
for
out?
sure.
Finds his little answer back.
I don't know if it's fair.
Wake up with the DP. On the return.
Nice.
Here's the crane, medium in the air. Yeah, air to air.
Oh, nice, good job. Love that fireball by me.
Fireball. The stock up, yes sir.
I probably should have carried though.
Oh, you're
It's
alive.
gonna be a ton of damage.
Yeah, but
He's in the corner. There's
And
three
he has to be
stocks
careful
up on
with
deck.
his gunflame pressure because Vegeta can easily blow through the block screen super and get full animation with easy input. Ooh, what stuff! All right, Zek's still in there. Any touch could take this. Oh no, committed to the charge fireball. And I don't know if you can really partial charge as her. I think as soon as you
can't.
hold it
So
for a
once
certain amount.
Once you commit to the charge,
Yeah.
yeah.
Nice interruption.
I did the wrong combo.
Time to stock up, backs off. Fireball, they're getting in trouble. When you get in trouble, the zoning game, it's one thing you have to really get in tune, especially when you've been playing fair this entire time. Now you move into a character.
Yeah, like you got it.
You know the dash, but nothing. Punish? Yes, sir. The knockdown, EX.
Oh no, but he missed the link!
And they got bumped this season too.
Yeah, he's too far away to roll.
I'm a dumbass.
Still got guts
Wow.
That was Skybound. But, yeah, I'm a dumbass.
Don't, it's okay. Kisser Crate was still the one who was exposed because they buffed the amount of time to get that button last week, and he still missed it. So you were still exposed less than he was. I'm sorry, we got to put him on blast for that.
Come on, dog. They gave you tools to work with, and you're not hammering away. But no, good stuff to Gizzard Gray, though.
Yeah,
like,
moving on. So up next, our other losers' quarters going to be Macho against Rip Torn.
Let's see what Macho goes with this time. You know, it felt like he lost faith in Lancelot against Kilo.
Yeah.
Is he going to swing that back, though? I mean, honestly, I thought there were problems with his game plan more than it was, you know, how he was dealing with the actual matchup, right?
Yeah, that's the problem right now is when you're playing two characters, you start second guessing yourself. So you kind of have to be like, unless you know exactly which matchup you're gonna use each character in, you've got to stick to one character. You need to make sure. That's my advice. If you're playing two characters, you need to make sure you know which matchups you're gonna use for which, and you don't stick off that until like the next tournament that you're gonna try it out in.
Yeah, you don't want to deviate too much, but you also have to practice those characters just in a way that they're both like primaries, right?
That they're both sharp for an every given moment. Because right now, yeah, like we said, Macho mainly playing Matera this whole week. They're going to Lance on this. Yeah, he can really rush down, and it's the big problem in this match is that if Lance jumps, he can mitigate Beelzebub's 2H really well. Like fastball, it does not hit fastball like at all. That's why he's gonna keep doing that.
And it has some weird interaction with Karma as well. So like you're gonna see some odd things that may not be in Beelzebub's favor or Riptorn's favor, really. Backing off, EX out of the corner, but now he's lost that spin.
This is an interesting matchup because Beelzebub, it's not as quality as Lancelot's, but he's one of the few characters that has remotely similar movement options.
Very true, but he's not gonna be able to use it right now.
You
Check
can't
it out.
really pin down Lance to get those plus frames on the dive with that. Yeah.
On the
Macho's gonna
upside,
keep the pressure up.
one tool Beelzebub does have in this matchup is his EXDP does hit on both sides and directly above him. It hits all around him, so you can find your way out of a couple more mix-ups of Lancelot's than some other characters. All right, Macho,
See the adjustments we're getting here.
put in pretty quick work.
Takes the first round there.
No counter confirm. The second record, but counter hit confirm there. Way easier.
That's big loop time. It's ready for the fireball. No, it's gonna wait, and that is in Riptorn's favor. On the other side, but still got caught. Little blade, normal version. Overhead counter hit. Back in the corner, you go with the record. Dash up throw, that's gonna do it. Man, Macho look a little more confident right now.
Yeah, and like I said, against this character, you can really rush him down. It's very hard Beelzebub to really do anything once Lance jumps forward. Like, you know, he could try to 2H, but then he can fastball and then completely punish the 2H. So Rip Torn finding a hard time trying to defend it for good reason. Like once you're in this position, like you have that DP that.
Oh wow! The side switch after the 2-2H.
Insane character. Pick
EX
up
Fireball?
time.
Yeah, what's the mix? There's the low.
That's the layer
What?
one
EX
mix
Gorilla
up.
Blade was already up. I hope everyone saw that. He did a combo with EX Gorilla Blade. After the juggle, he got to do about 52 moves, and the timer for it was up by the time he got the mix up into 2L. Jesus. This character's alright.
This character is okay.
Alright. Alright.
I think and that's one of the things that makes him really strong is like a lot of people think about like meter usage and stuff in the game. Are you kidding me with that Gorilla Blade?
Yeah,
So you think about the meter usage in the game, he can back off, he can get these things going during the loops, he can get the meter that he spent already in.
Yeah, it's very similar to
combos sometimes.
Narmaya, having long enough combos to where your EX meters are basically recovered by the time you get your next combo. Nice, DP.
This character, DP.
Finally,
But
yeah,
see, like,
that's
But he'll take that though, right? Like that's not like the biggest amount of damage. Like
Right.
he'll take a DP or two.
That's like-
Especially with EX, it's gone.
that's like his only option to like stop this pressure from the air assault that is that Macho's putting
I don't think this is going to be enough, but it is going to put Rip Torn on his last legs here.
And we talk about Lance's like EX Rekka, it can chip really easily. This is really slow, not gonna do anything.
Oh,
The
yeah!
fireball was still
He
active.
mistimed the spot dodge, but the fireball was still there and was able to punish the Super Skybound. So, fortunate for Macho there.
Maybe Macho knew that, you know, he was just BMing.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure, yeah.
That's exactly what happened.
That's the
So,
Macho way.
Macho, moving on to loser semis.
Listen,
Yeah, not bad. Playing's looking a lot more confident by Macho. A lot more confident in his game plan, his fastballs. He saw the BM at the end, so definitely feeling himself a little bit more than what happened when he got put in the losers.
All right, you can see up next, we're going to have our winners finals. It's going to be Kilo against Ebola.
yeah, two players that have been doing, you know, pretty well at these, you know, locally Chicago plus other Midwest region type of tournaments. You have the LKO, T-Bola has been doing great at. Kilo has been doing great in this tournament series. See how it works out against these two.
Look here, see this match right here. We're gonna have Lil Wayne back up on the deck.
And probably what we expected. Lil Wayne versus Gran, even though Kilo has been known to bust out a Charlotta here or there, but
I think this is one of those matches where, you know, Lil Wayne probably it's even harder. I feel like you know, the jump, even with the buffs, the 2H, still gonna be problematic. The fireball pressure, problematic. But again, you know, T-Bola has not been a typical Lil Wayne player. He's not one to rely on Yinjasill or the straight gimmicks. He's definitely a solid neutral.
and when you like, we talked about this a lot today. Like when you're squarely on one character, even though we talked about he might play a different character, when you're squarely on Lil Wayne, as weak, relatively weak to the cast as you may be, you know all the options. You play this match so much. It's grand. Like
You studied the Grand matchup probably more than Grand has studied your matchup besides like Yinjasill, right?
Exactly.
So sweep EX, corner carry, pull up the boys.
So to not block the Catalina bot, DP on the screen. I don't know if Lil Wayne can actually get a punish there. Well, those DPs are flying now, jump you. Oh, the key, we call it the key classic. Resetting in the middle of a combo into an overhead to counter hit you, flinch in or throw in to get a ton of damage afterward.
And you know it's gonna happen because it's Grand. You know it's gonna happen.
And
Round
that's
start
the
with
thing.
dash.
It's just hard to like train yourself not to react with a throw when things go awry. It's so hard not to. Great DP. Yeah, we noticed there's gaps if Lil Wayne tries to use those Pokemon, it can't do this. Alright, using that with DP to set up with some boys, and great patience for Kilo to not bite on the parry.
Yeah, he saw the flash, reacted in the right way. It's a counter hit, pick up a dead. You can't even activate Yinjasill. You can't even call Big Mama at any point. If you just kill this character, that's the way you gotta play against Lil Wayne. You gotta kill the character, right?
We talk about
Kill him
Iggy a
fast.
lot, but like if you just get rushed down to Lil Wayne, you're not gonna get out even. Alright, yeah, and speaking of rushdown, here we go again. Charging 5U, we've seen Kilo a lot. He loves to charge 5U. Let's get a fully charged up 5U. Really useful at times.
Oh, nice challenge with the 2M. That was interesting. It didn't combo to, I think that was medium Rekka. Maybe standing character and a normal hit. Almost got the pick off. That would have been sick.
Let's see.
Oh, the DP,
I like that.
still flying.
Yeah, I like that DP there because either you were going to be comboed or they were going to hit too high in the jump in and not be able to combo. So there was like not a significant risk. Oh my god!
So he can't call the boys.
I think he's dead.
Yeah. That was one hit into heavy.
Yo, their face says it all.
Oh goodness!
He's on tip, but this is so close.
Yeah.
But he only had 40% meter. He got beat up so early that he didn't have the opportunity to even call Yiggy. That was such a grimy throw bait of taking the frames, running up and faking the throw.
That's too well. But around the corner. Jump you, that's been such a big part of part of Kilo's approach, like jump you. You know you're not gonna 2H that, you're not gonna be able to anti that. That's one of the low A's bigger problems.
Well, JU.
Jump you. Over and over again.
Yeah.
Another one.
Testing it at this point. That's the thing we talked about. When you're so focused, Gran is one of those characters where you have to be smart to air jump you. And when your focus is not on that, a good Grand player will smell that out, keep jumping. That's what gives Kilo a 2-0 lead.
Keep in mind this is winners finals, yeah. So this is a 3 out of 5 set. T-Bola does have one more life remaining. See if he makes any sort of character switch.
I mean, it's been an absolute just ride into finish. Over and over.
Looks like T-Bola readied up instantly, actually. So I think it might have actually been. So, I think Kilo maybe forgot it was a 3 out of 5 and was the one who went back to the room.
Oh wait,
Kilo's like, I'm done. Like I'm finished. What are you guys doing here still? He's like, I'm clear.
It's gonna be Loane Grand still. Yeah, we'll see if T-Bola can the first task right now to try to stop jump you. Easier said than done.
Well, of course.
It's been giving him a lot of trouble, right? He's trying to set up some boys, trying to set up some Catalina bots, but he's just super jump you and into pressure. So we'll see what the adjustment is right now.
Yeah, 2H has not been buffed enough. I don't think enough to deal with that. Full screen boot though.
One boot, and yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier. He can react to the parry in time. He can spot dodge into a punish. This is going bad in a hurry.
All right, it's up the DP. I like that. He didn't wait for him to land for the punish. He just took the air hit. Oh, what a DP.
No.
Nice spot dodge.
Yeah, again, the spot dodge again.
And that is actually still plus for Luane if you spot dodge that, but I think that T-Bola is caught off guard by the spot dodge and just got mashed out on. Another DP. Kilo playing so well right now. Yeah, Yiggy's out. This is the last chance. I mean, it would be hard even if everything hit to do all of Grant's health right now.
And now he's doing the appropriate thing. You want to run.
All right, one more move. That should be it. Thankfully, the last one hit, so he was able to get out of it safely.
But he hit
a lot of damage.
Yeah. Now,
oh, he found a hit. Yes, Rega and T-Bola able to stay alive and clutch out that round. That blue sphere hitting was so clutch because if that would have not hit, Grant probably could have run up and gotten some sort of punish at the end there.
I like T-Bola's idea to fly outside the range of the jump U also, by the way. When he's in the corner, he saw the jump coming, he slid out. Let's see if that happens again this round. But there's tons of pressure, tons of plus range. Oh, what do I get to fight? Now I do.
Okay. He's in there, get rid of the Catalina bot.
The EX, the setup. On the other side. Get the throw.
But he spent EX bars to get just throw. Coming back is Loane's EX.
You gotta use that hit and run style right now. That's what's gonna be effective right now.
Speaking of hit and run, one DP here in the corner.
There it is again. The long. Yeah, Kilo with the long run forward to sell the throw. It's risky, but that is the correct way to get a counter hit overhead. You really want to push deep into their body with a run to make them think the throw's coming.
Yeah, there was an earlier situation in that round where I was surprised T-Bola text. Kilo's probably like, okay, I'm definitely sniping that out, that early tech. Oh, where are you going? That boot putting
Yeah,
you back in the
another spot
corner
dodge.
once again.
That's been blown up so many times. It's only worked about once. You gotta switch
And
up
he's
your
actually
options.
being generous
It's
with the
hard.
spot dodge, because if he has the reactions to it the way he's shown with the spot dodge, he can actually just DP. All right, that's going to close it out.
That's gonna be it.
Kilo moving on to the winner's side of Grand Finals.
Ooh. Grand, dude. This is one of those characters where you can't get it.
Yeah,
You
I mean,
can't
Yeah.
get it.
to some extent,
You just have it done.
to some extent, you can kind of see that that's what it looks like when the best character in the game goes against the worst character in the game, right? Like,
Whoa.
they
Best
look like
character
that
in the
sometimes.
game.
He's
Yeah,
well,
look
I'm
at-
sorry,
look at
one
that.
of the tied for best character in the game. I think Grand Cat Fairy, I think, are all equally tied for the best character in the game.
Hey,
Yeah, for sure. we have that on file from Zach, especially for the fairy part. So just let people know.
I gotta
He's a
record that
clever
as an
Wilson.
MP3, and anytime if he tries to downplay her on stream, I'm gonna like have the audio on a button where it just starts playing behind him, like as he's talking, it just loud over him. All right, so we're gonna move
Please.
on to our losers semifinals. Gonna be Kizzer Crate against Macho.
once again,
Only first to two.
these two players, yeah, we're going back to the first to two. We talked about earlier, kind of like that matchup, different game background. Macho, Marvel 3, Marvel Infinite, Uni, main background, whereas Kizzer Crate, mainly from a Guilty Gear background. See how it goes.
All right, again, loser semis. This is a 2 out of 3 match.
Yes. Oh wow.
Wow.
Kizzer got the corner, but yeah, Lance quickly
Okay.
out of there. Great awareness of the VP.
Power clash.
Oh, what an
Fastball.
unfortunate interaction of JU. Fastball going to the other side. Well, we know whose JU is better. That solves that. Question answered.
Yeah, okay, we're blocking the first round of the mix-up. Gotta go low.
Good challenge with the
Confirm.
medium and the pickup. That's a lot of damage, actually.
On the other side, good answer to that too.
All right,
Gonna
3
block it out,
stocks,
jab
too.
it out.
Grabbing this screen. It's hard to get grabs in the screen. Macho's
Nice,
like,
good
no,
reaction
this
with the
is big.
5L. He's going to go ahead and spend the Super Skybound. This isn't going to be enough, I don't think, but it's going to be a lot.
It's off of auto combos. Well, it scales.
Super
quite a bit.
Skybound is available. We'll see if Macho uses it on Wake Up to get out of the corner. Yeah, there it is.
Yep.
Good dodge. by
Yeah,
Kizzer.
no commitment by Kizzer. Oh no, he just got caught with the counter hit. 5L though.
Medium.
Nice confirm by Macho.
Probably just a late challenge right there. Finally noticed that he was running, but just a little bit too late.
Okay, jump in.
Not take like Kizzer is not one to take, you know, the overhead, but yeah, finally teched his way out. Nice.
Stocking up.
Nice anti-air. That's the new 2H. Whoop! Was that close by them? What was that?
That's why. This is why this matchup's so hard for Lance. I mean, a lot of Lance players will tell
Nice
you,
challenge on the
Percy is
overhead.
a good counter to the character.
At the same time, Kizzer didn't get like full confirms for the stuff that he's been doing well this round, so he's still at a life deficit despite having some really, really good flashes. And this is actually probably going to be, yeah, that's definitely the round. Macho going up 1-0.
This is the Macho we like to see right here. This is the confident Macho running his game plan, feeling his character.
Kizzer definitely showing some options, though, to challenge this Lancelot pressure. I cannot believe that Macho does not match his colors and his, like, swords. He is an actual savage.
I don't have any of the weapons.
Jesus.
Once this week ends, I'm definitely gonna go on the grind.
Oh, the
Overhead
big,
fade on the throw.
one of only 3 touches that Lancelot does get big damage off of, and he's going to get the EX Fireball Loki here. Nice blocks from Kizzer.
No, he doesn't want to tech at all, but such a bad situation. That mix,
Overhead.
Double
the mix
overhead.
that Macho shows a lot.
According to
Gotta
Macho,
block
that's
on it, but it
only a double overhead. Nothing special about the fact that he jumps behind you and then comes back in front.
No,
And that,
just react.
even if
Don't
you
block
block
it.
it, it's still his turn. Only a double overhead.
Just a
It's the throw. Match up in front.
Finally blocking low.
There's so much damage that's been taken off of Kizzer Crate right now.
Oh, 2-2H cannot deal with the block.
Yeah, nice 2-2H reclaim a turn, not dealing with the
I wonder
gunplay.
what he's doing because he was crouching there but still got hit by the 2L. The scale's a lot. He's gonna be close, but not quite. The setup needs Fireball.
Yeah, EX Fireball's here, and Chip is a factor a late DP.
to it. Kizzer Crate, there's a lot he's got to do right now. It's not going to matter with the Gorilla Blade.
Yeah, a little
Trying
bit
to
too
put
far
it
away.
all on. Not quite. Macho moving on to Luis final. Pretty consistent top 3 placing. Even before the plague happened in offline locals, pretty consistent top 3 placing offline local. Now here has won a couple of online local, putting himself in losers finals. See how it goes. This is a run back of low kick online tournaments. Follow low kick esports if you want to participate in that as well. Of grand finals the last 2 weeks. T-Bola took it a couple weeks ago. Macho took it yesterday.
Yeah, Macho did
So
take it
it's been
yesterday,
really
but
big.
it was after a reset.
Yes.
T-Bola did reset the bracket, so he pushed Macho to the edge.
And the interesting part is that I think there was a lot of character switches. It ended up as Matera Gran at one point at the matchup, so we'll see. All right, we're gonna go with Matera first for Macho.
No,
and we're going
Lil
Wayne first. Yeah, I like that. I don't remember the Gran being really all that successful yesterday, so he's gonna go with Lil Wayne. It's tried and true.
And I mean, this has got to be difficult for Lil Wayne because you can't stock up. I think we discussed this before. You can't stock up as much. The entire neutrals rule, you got to do a lot of spot dodges and obviously rolls and things like that. But you can't stock up for free. You can't throw the boys out for free.
Yeah,
You got to go in.
And Matera can definitely rush down Lil Wayne relatively easily. Right here, there's a strong position for Matera right now. Oh, but 2H. That, like, let's not discount the fact that 2H had to be pressed super early to beat that so that was great prediction for T-Bola. Now, because of that situation, has the corner now against Macho overhead.
Attack EX.
And this is where Matera kind of struggles in the corner. Nothing to do but 5L to get out. Okay.
Wait. Wait. That's one of the things that shows up in this match where it's not, you know, completely free for Matera, is that once she's in the corner, she's got to hold that mix.
Alright, 2M. Overhead, no block. Alright. Getting dangerously close. Yeah, I talked about that when Royal Hearts 2, but you do the up arrow, and then you assault afterwards, because even if they block, you get some pressure afterwards.
I really like that backup by Macho after the throw tech.
Yeah.
Recognize the spacing of the 2M, which is easily Lil Wayne's most dangerous button.
Once again, the arrow, blocking the arrow, but getting caught into the assault mix up right afterwards. Yeah.
There we go, the arrows. You're knocking away the Catalina block.
Yeah,
Restore
that's
some health, restore some meter.
probably the hardest part of this matchup for Lil Wayne. Is it's very difficult to use any of his different item options because the low shot will just wipe almost all of them out on startup. A bro finds his way in though, and he gets the combo with the cat beam.
But not enough, not a lot of damage comes from that. You know?
Yeah,
You don't get that corner press too.
and me and Macho have talked about this. Instead of doing overhead to try, whoa, that was skybound.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
This is unfortunate
no,
for
no,
Macho.
Big mistake.
Yeah, he didn't get the skybound, and now he has to hold the
and he
mini game, and he
missed it.
runs
Yeah.
right into the orb.
Listen, it's fun to watch, maybe not fun to play again. T-Bola takes that first match.
That was really unfortunate for Macho. I'm really not sure what happened, if a button didn't come out or what, but he had the hit that he needed and just didn't get the juggle into skybound.
Alright, so we can talk about, yes, that right there. So instead of doing overhead to try to bait throws, you can play it like Under Night, where you assault to try to bait throws, and if they end up blocking, you get more plus frames.
Yeah, it's very different. Overhead is going to be slightly minus on block, so you are sacrificing your turn, but with the assault, you're just continuing your pressure.
Yeah.
All right, really solid round for Macho here. Yeah, perfect, and closes it out at 99% meter, so Yiggy never got a chance to come out. Great round for Macho.
Yeah, I think that the adjustment right now is like try to find your way in right now. Don't want, like, if you're weak against Iggy, you know what? Just rush down.
Yeah, just finish the character off before they can start the game plan.
But unfortunately, there's a lot of meter, so either Bro or Iggy is definitely going to be a factor in this round.
Backing up, like the side off.
Yeah.
Oh, he does. And the EX to pick up.
This is big. He's probably going to go with the Bro super soon. You probably not, you might need it. Big.
Yeah, try to jump out of the unblockable. The only way out of that is just to time your spot dodge properly.
Battle 3, engage.
What variance between the rounds here?
Yeah, a little bit more reserve from Macho this round.
Oh, got behind him.
And they're not quite right on the angle. They're trying to get out. Oh.
Yeah, you can use down back H to get a slightly different angle than the regular down H to anti-air with Matera. It is one of the challenges of keeping people out with her.
Okay, the pressure. You see the Catalina bot, the light one coming out to hold him down. The way, the throw, the overhead, the boys coming out to play. Pickup after pickup. Hey, see the light one. And this should be enough if he picks him off the heavy. No.
Not quite. This is such a bad situation, yeah.
With the chip.
And T-Bola gonna go up 2-0, trying to find his revenge for...
Go right back into it. They go right back into it. He's not backing down. Macho not backing down. He's going with Terrapin.
Yeah, I think there was just a couple situations. It could have been easily 1-1 if that drops Skybound didn't happen. So, yeah, I don't think it's too much of an issue with the matchup right now. It's just, I feel like, you know, Macho is like trying to, yeah, there we go. He's trying to just rush down. Like, even though she seems pretty strong long range in this, she doesn't want to deal with that right now. Just trying to rush down as Matera. Yeah, jumping up, doesn't want to deal with the overhead throw.
He'll spend it. Have the boys go. You gotta be careful on jumping. Even with the salt, that's gonna cover a lot of the screen there.
Great
he definitely gets the most of his damage.
And mitigated that beautifully. And now Luane doesn't have any meter, which is one of the strong points. There's the assault to bait out the throw. Gonna spend the Skybound so he has time to set up a butterfly, a random arrow, whatever you like.
Nice. Ooh, nice no
covering the approach there.
That's actually really good on both players. Like, it was a good job not committing to anything in the air by T-Bullet, so he didn't get hit, but perfectly placed shot to cage him into block stun by Macho.
Yeah, that's one of the strongest things Matera can do. You can throw out a butterfly and then do the up arrow because the butterfly will counter any ground move. So counters both off.
Oh my god, he ran 3/4 of the screen and found the...
That sweep's been like the name of the game a lot for a lot of the Wayne players, especially lately.
Yeah, that's just a great read on Matera's air movement and what Macho wanted to do. Because if she commits to the double assault, she has a considerable amount of landing lag on landing, but it's not landing lag when you assault right there. Extra time.
All right, party time.
So you know how to deal with this. You played this game so many times. You played the sequel. You played the previous iteration.
Okay.
Oh no! It landed into the unblockable. Chip is starting to add up. Wow! Barely survived. Anything will chip here though. Missiles are out.
Oh! The sweep on the other side.
That was a great idea by Macho to use the air shot to try to change his air momentum so he didn't land into the missiles and get chipped out, but T-Bola covered the space and was able to punish the landing.
And against Yggdrasil, that's the hard part. If you do end up jumping, you could get your suspect to the air, the blockable on the ground.
I gotta say that gash up assault has been working out some dividends for Macho.
Yes.
See it come up so many times in this gameplay, but he's got to make up the deficit here in life. Oh, the throw! What a bait! Not a big punish.
And like it's hard to get throws mid-screen in this game, man. But finds a confirm. Macho putting himself on the board on his final set, composing himself on the way. No pun.
Wow.
I didn't realize it came out of my mouth.
Brand safe, Zach. Brand safe. Come on.
Believe in victory. Battle 1.
I didn't do anything, Brandon. I just made a point. Which is probably not the greatest.
I like the neutral jumps, the interesting neutral jumps from T-Bola. Starting to blow up some of the options of the overheads, and also kind of to deal with the assault. You're not catching anything with the assault, but you're putting it in Macho's mind that I will go to the air. I will take the sky to meet you there. But never mind, he's got him in the corner with the throw. The heavy for the pressure. He's a pickup, but the drops at the top too.
Macho has found himself in this position plenty of times. Wants to probably defeat this man before Yggdrasil comes out. Look at how many assaults are coming out.
Oh no, the parry. Okay, so you guys whittle him down. Whittle him down before you summon this character. There we go.
All right, let's see. The air blocks have not been working out for him right now. All right.
Spot dodge.
Good spot dodge there.
Okay.
Nice landing spot dodge. You got the lava. Macho doing a really good job getting out of there. Still at really low health, but was able to avoid the chip death.
He spent EX arrow, and now he doesn't really have it.
Whoa.
Full screen. It ain't gonna work like that, brother.
Yeah, but he's not gonna get punished from there.
Oh, he
That
almost
was a
got-
nice jump. He almost threaded the needle. Does he have the air pickup? Not quite enough, but it's anyone's match now. Chip is there for
And
both.
the EX Tatsu just throws it out there. Man, I thought that Macho was going to have this big comeback after he's on the precipice, but no, it's T-Bolo on match point now.
Yeah.
Look at him move to Grand.
Yeah, look at I think Macho has lost all.
All right. I think Macho did the Simpsons. He put the little bird thing on the U button and he walked away.
Yeah, tap.
Alright, great punish. Yeah, I think he's like a little tilted right now. Just trying to get in there, doesn't want to deal with any of the neutral, just like let me pressure.
But he's getting blown up for these assaults. They're not working as intended.
Yeah, because if you do it too close and they crouch, you're gonna go over just like that.
Hold down with that pressure. Good blocks it with the overhead.
Despite it looking kind of shaky in the neutral right now. So was able to block that.
That character's coming back. I'm telling you, you just don't know he's gonna pop it for the boys.
Boys.
And that's a good option too. You're gonna end the assault pressure.
Alright, this does a ton
That's
of
a big
damage.
punish. Yeah, gonna spend the cash out.
And now you're in the corner.
Nice.
Great win, but no confirm.
Wasn't confident enough. Phase through
Great
fireballs.
dodging, great evasion right now from T-Bolt. EX Boys is out of commission right now.
Yeah,
Still
Macho
that
has to
bar.
keep these
Take out
fireballs.
normals.
Oh, that was a scary sweep.
Yeah, that could have been it right there.
Shooting the boys. Boys are getting shot.
And the
Oh,
laser
look at the
pushes
bird.
through. What a scrambly game 4, but Tabola able to close it out. That was a wild losers finals there.
Yeah.
That was
Like
intense.
Like we said, they played a lot of grand finals in the LK series, and so it's not like there was unfamiliar there. But man, Macho kind of just, good stuff to him for getting third, but at the end there, just started going a little ham, and
A little too wild, not mild.
yeah,
All right.
T-Bola partly was like evading the assaults, was crouching when he needed to. So good stuff, gonna put himself back into Grants against Kilo, who kind of washed him.
I definitely have to acknowledge that matchup in winners finals was pretty one-sided in Kilo's favor. So probably, if you're Kilo and you're watching that losers finals and you're pulling for someone that you want to fight, you probably wanted T-Bola, but we're not going to see the lane again here. He's going with Percival this time.
Percival. A lot of Percival representation here today.
I mean,
Yeah,
Percy's definitely a better character.
I figured it would be nothing but Jita and Soris today. We probably had more Percival on screen.
Battle 1.
We sold people the wrong item here.
All right,
Yeah,
here we
we'll
go.
see. Percival
Grand
lean
finals.
back. Wow. Wait.
Round start with the
Round start
DP, like-
DP. Kilo never change, yo. Oh, anti-air boot.
Work out. There's an EX bumper though. This one did.
Yeah, I don't know how familiar T-Bola is with Percival. Obviously, he's played him a little, but man, a drop. It's looking like he is not too comfortable with this character right now. We'll see if he can brush it up, maybe remember the strats right now. Maybe remember that his suit got buffed.
Trying to throw that sucker out a little bit more.
Kilo is just running with this right now. DP big, DP in his head.
Big damage right here. Putting the DP on the deck.
Oh, empty
jump.
He didn't have boot to confirm into, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, quick game 1 again. T-Bola looking a little lost for Percival. I mean,
He's going back in though. He's still going back in.
I mean, look. If you're getting bodied with your main character, like you think a matchup is better, might as well. This is one of those things where it's like you're definitely using these games to eventually try to figure out maybe in the future, but
That's true. I mean, again, Percival did get buffed. He's a lot stronger this season. We talked about it so much, but man, this is against someone who's practice trained, who is really trained with this character. It's way different right here.
yeah, we talk about like how fleshed out Kilo's game plan is, and when you don't have that same familiarity with the character, it's gonna hurt. But get to confirm, use the EX, gonna stock up, yes sir.
All right, nice confirm that max range for the super.
It's gonna just go a little bit. Oh, he got it.
That's the kill.
Pretty close.
I don't think it's gonna be enough. This is cooking, but ain't on fire. Never mind, I'm a liar. I'm a liar.
Way more than I expected. Great stuff. Shutting both of us up is T-Bola with this Percival.
2.
Saying, I know what I'm doing.
He said, "Look, I know the damage are." Nice move through. Eliminates the fireball from the equation.
Maybe he just took a couple games because now he's looking better. There's finally a 2-8. Yeah.
DP like that. EX. Okay.
E5L. Oh, trying to go for command grab, EXDP, Grand. As well. When you give Grand an opportunity, go back in a hurry. EXDP is not scared, T-Bola. Alright.
T-Bola. I see you with that, Percy. I see you with that Percocet.
All the way wrong. Shutting us up about his first of all.
Sometimes you just need a second, especially after you play another character, right? Even previously in a match, you just warm up and say, I remember these buttons.
Yeah, that's one of the drawbacks of being a multi-character player is you got to keep a lot of stuff fresh in your head.
But it's starting to seem to work out there for that game, but back on Kilo's game right now, it's Grand corner pressure.
Nice, 2M, plus frames. Nice, good punish on the roll.
Yeah, I love that corner pressure Kilo. He was just sitting back. He knew T-Bola was kind of getting antsy.
Battle 2, engage.
Start with an answer.
DP, no dice.
The fireball off the buffer. Stocking up, I like that. Trying to use the range a bit more. He lives though.
Character went in that range up with wow. Great challenge. Wow,
Damn turn. You're not getting the play today. Jump you. Interrupt with the EXD. Falcon's got 4. You can make some big things happen, but they have to win.
The EX there, the EX dash, but yeah, 2H there it is, but then really...
Yo, that's a massive bump right there.
Yeah, it really is. Alright, but uses the EX again, and this lowers any chance of a 2H counter confirm for a while. Oh, great whip on it!
Not gonna get the whole animation, yeah.
And uses the EX flame to get some stuff.
I think he's safe here. This is slow startup. Never mind. Never mind.
This has happened. I've seen it happen so many times. That fat fireball coming out, knocking people aside. Kilo is looking max right now.
Great awareness from Kilo. Like we've been complimenting his awareness, and that was so. You have to be so aware to get that anti-air.
All right, not finding the height for the 5U into sweep knockdown, but Kilo corner pressure still looking good right now.
Agents is trying to speed run grand finals. Here's Kilo.
I was using the jump H2, but this time the 2H.
There it is.
The anti-air from T-Bola. Again, 2H going. Hey, Buffett, did you not read the patch notes? DP though from Kilo. Back to the corner. EX fireball, they're going to clap.
Out of commission for a little bit. 5M, counter hit confirmed.
Gut punch. 2H!
Didn't have anything available to confirm from it, but just covering this. Oh, wow.
No, Kilo!
I don't know. I think maybe that was walk forward into EX Fireball, and it buffered the input.
Alright, T-Bola, happening together. This is a big thing that T-Bola is doing is that when he has his dash available that instead of using it on EX, when he has it available for the anti-air, it's been working out a ton. Heavy. Like jump you always works out.
More jump you, just as you said. DP right back though. I like how he's back T-Bola is backing off away from the boot, not allowing that ton of pressure, but DP clips for the normals. So elongated, getting cut down.
EX boot. That was really safe, but there's the Kilo. Kilo is so money with the overhead counter hit.
Oh my god, dog, this is dead. I'm not even gonna take a chance. Get smoked, that's it.
It's better than that. Just kidding.
Nah, this is down, bro.
No, that's way too much damage off a counter hit. There's no way he was not dead, so. Kilo on match point. Looking to get just another win on SSS.
Looking good too, like I was trying to lied. T-Bola able to stock up, push it back.
Oh,
yo,
what a
the boot. As an anti-air, we're feeling like that right now.
Oh.
Baits out the DP, good to see a punish. That's good right there. Trying to go for the command grab, didn't work.
Alright, big back throw. Oh, DP, the bravest of DPs. He probably just could have died off that, but so brave from T-Bola. So
no! He dropped his leg!
This is one hit, one conversion, unfortunate!
Yeah,
and Kilo
easy
is the
punish.
winner of this week's Waifu Dome. He bet it all on the DP, rose to the heavens, but ascended to hell.
Yeah, the DP would have been enough to close it out, so definitely a risk, but not the craziest one. Kilo making a nice block, staying solid, so he's going to go ahead and take this week's. Another win for him on the board, so good stuff to him.
First multiple win waifu dungeon
Yeah.
champ.
Yeah, might need a belt soon.
All
Yeah.
right.
Good
And,
stuff to Kilo.
before we move along, do want to remind everyone, of course, we have a matcherino for this pot. I'll leave it open for another half hour or so you can still contribute or pop in and use the coupon code that you see there to add 50 cents to the pot for free. We also have shirts, hoodies, phone cases, more available at teespring.com/the-waifu-dome. And all of those sales, part of them end up going to help fund these future tournaments, some pop bonuses, equipment, and whatnot. And social media, you can follow us at the Waifu Dome, myself at BG Callisto. There's the various YouTube, Twitch, and whatnot, and the events Discord that you can check out. And registration is now open for next week's, where we're going to be running Granblue again, of course, and we'll have BlazBlue Central Fiction as the second game. So same schedule as today, Granblue at 1 and BBCF at 5 p.m. CST. So hope to see people out for that. Of course, thanks to St. Cola and Zach in a Box for helping me hold down Granblue.
For sure.
Always a pleasure, bro.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure.
So we're going to take about an hour break, and then we're going to be back with some BB tag action. Granblue finished up a little bit early, so we will have a little bit of downtime, but please keep it locked here. We'll be back at 5 p.m. Central with BB tag. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. See you in a little bit.
Yeah.
Peace.